what I Welcome back
Don't hate.
after a million years. Oh, why has this done this? To I was about to say Fractured Worlds. It's been that long. To the Wolves of Water. Ignore this weird thing that's going on screen right now. Why can't I?
What was that? A goat?
Oh, there we go.
No,
I,
that was cute.
what up?
What up?
Hello.
You
having a good day?
So it's been a long time. It's been a while, hasn't it, crew?
Indeed.
Welcome back, everyone.
Oh shit, is that your character, Wish? Badass.
I know.
Oh yeah, we
right?
got a whole.
Looks like a
new-
female avatar.
I'm not a wolf anymore, which is what everybody's laughing at.
Like,
Like she's the wolf in the water.
Wish is the wolf.
Oh shit!
No,
I
Wish
just rubbed
is
beside
a half-elf sorcerer called Dorora the Explorer Fayola. Right?
Something like that. I will just say that. Sure.
Well, I say
sure.
with my British accent, I say
British.
Dorora, and you with your American accent say Dorora because you don't say R's. You say mirror and orange, and I can't
Aurora?
do that. Dorora.
Dorora.
Dorora. Yeah, see me.
I feel insulted right now.
You should. You have
Dorora.
bastardized my language after you.
Wish, do me a
heathens
favor.
broke
Say
off.
it. Say it real quick. Say the name.
The name? Okay,
Yeah.
the name is Dorora Thalor.
Yeah, Aurora. That's how you say it.
No, go back and
Dorora.
watch the last episode. She's like, "My name is Dorora." Get that American.
I was really nervous
want that to be happening.
and I was scared, okay? But it's Dorora
Dorora.
Thalor.
Dorora Thalor, the half-elf sorcerer who showed up out of nowhere. So I guess diving straight in, we have to kind of collectively remember what happened. If you don't remember anything that's happened, chatters and viewers, then don't worry because we don't remember either. We just had a short chat before the mics went hot and we were like, does anyone remember what the fuck is happening? And even I was like, I have no idea what is going on.
I obviously wrote down all of my notes and I knew everything that was going on, but my PC
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
working.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, I did all-
Right.
The dog
Oh.
ate my PC and got the notes. But generally, so what we were able to sort of string together from what we remembered from our collective memories as a few people together was that the group were attacked by a bunch of people in an alleyway, if you'll remember. However, Leo disappeared and was replaced by a half-elf who was like, oopsie, my magic's crazy, and then proceeded to obliterate a couple of people, and together you all managed to fend off the assailants. They were the people who were part of the Willy Boys gang, and
Hey, boys.
you killed them. I think you just outright murdered all of them. And
They did as
Damien
hell.
snapped a neck.
I remember I was there. I watched that.
It was pretty vicious, and then
Trish said, clink.
and then you went to meet Peanut, who said that he'll go and get your money and check in with his boss to get you your money and pay you for the job that you've sort of half done.
But we gotta finish it.
And he's gonna meet you, I think, at midnight, back in the alleyway to pay you for your job. Mission accomplished. And then, but he said if you don't mind, maybe you could spend a couple of hours looking into this person who seems to have employed Olog and the Willy Boys, who was a guy in red robes. And you did a little bit of research. You spoke to a few people on the marketplace, and then you went and spoke to a few people at the Cutlass pub, and found out that this person was staying, at least recently, at the Seven Sails Inn, and began to head your way back to the inn that you had been staying in and stuff like that. That is what I remember to have happened. I think that's all really that happened.
We have creepy little dolls.
You got a couple of dolls. You saw somebody who, Dorora managed to see somebody who was actually some sort of wizard putting up an illusion. Very interested in what you were saying about the Arcane Brotherhood, but in terms of your sort of main quest here, it was left with you guys heading towards the Seven Sails Inn to look into this gentleman in red robes. I can't remember if you got a name out of anyone, and since you didn't take notes, you've all suddenly been struck with amnesia and can't remember the name.
Who am I? What year?
What is
I
going on?
feel like you did, but I can't remember, and we would need to go back and watch it. And
You want to know what? What are you trying to figure out?
if you got Red Robe's name or not out of him,
I'm gonna say yes.
I think like a barmaid.
think-
Wait.
told you.
We're really bad at asking people's names. I'm pretty sure it took us
Nah,
an
see,
hour
I'm
to
saying
even
yes
ask
to trick him into telling
Dorora.
us.
Yeah, I know.
You guys are supposed to play along.
I think that
Oh.
Dorora did find out. She talked to. So she didn't even talk to the barmaid. Obviously, Damien did, but Dorora talked to a gentleman and got where he was staying, and I think she got his name at the same time, but I didn't write that down.
I have a doll of him.
That's just the way it is.
I'm gonna roll a dice
Things
to
will never
decide
be
whether
the
you
same.
remember the name. Unless, wait, I'm gonna give chat 5 minutes to tell me if they got the name, because usually there's someone in chat with.
I feel like I really do feel like we did.
I
like,
feel
there's a
like
part of
you
my
did as
brain
well,
that's saying-
but I don't know, and it's an
Well, I
important.
say we play rock paper scissors on it. If I roll above a 10, you have to tell us. How about that? Terrible. It's terrible for me. It's a 50-50 chance, literally. But I'll do it.
No.
I'm not betting on you, Damien. Okay.
I hate her. Why would you not bet on me?
His name was Carthel Reed, and
That sounds familiar.
You 100% told us because I really remember that.
the more I think about it, the more I feel like you did get a name.
Or this pizza's bringing back my memory.
Yeah.
That was a good roll, by the way, Tiger. Great roll.
Did I
Great
roll?
chances.
I didn't even roll, did I?
No, I was just.
Oh, hold on. I got this. You take that. Yeah, what's up?
That was a good
What's
one.
up? What's up?
Proud of you.
Mhm.
I'm thinking because I'm just rolling up in the thing. Because oh look, there we go. If we actually just roll up, it says it there.
Roll out.
Carthel Reed. If you roll up in the dice roller,
Oh. We,
Oh, it's like up there in the dice
Yeah.
roller.
that you know that's why I do that a lot of the
I-
time. You know, like when I hand over lots of loot and stuff like that, I often write it into the chat, and it's because of that reason.
Good idea.
And I've remembered why I do that. That was a thing that I started doing like last year, and that is the reason
Bless
why.
you.
I've just never had to actually rely on it before because I generally remember because it's not been 2 weeks. Anyway, okay, so you did get his name. You're looking into who this person is, and yeah, we'll sort of join back in. However, we are joined once again by Pony Punch playing the part of Leo Stringard the Bard. And in terms of what happened to Leo, you vanished. You popped out of existence for a moment, and then you popped back into existence, and you were lost in a random forest by yourself for around an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And then you just disappear from the forest again and find yourself back in the alleyway where the group that attacked you were before. The alleyway which is quite near to where the Seven Sails Inn is. And walking past the alleyway at that exact point are the other members of your group, steadily walking past. Give me perception checks, everyone but Leo.
My character's.
Just to remind you all how to roll a dice, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally, like, when you said that, I was like, I am not even in my character.
I know, I knew it.
I knew it.
Wow.
Oh, I wish my percent.
Let's see, what do we have here?
See how this day is gonna go. Let me roll my real dice in front of me real quickly. If I roll a 3 or under on my real dice,
Then it doesn't matter.
suck off. It was a 17.
Wow. So, Damien, you're heading along and you're looking in the opposite direction to the alleyway as you pass it. Dorora's scratching her head thinking, what was it? I'm sure his name was Carthel Reed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was definitely Carthel Reed. However, Kaval, as you just sort of glance down the alleyway to sort of check on the potential bodies and mess that you left down there as you're heading towards the Seven Sails. You look down the alleyway. You don't see any bodies. All of the bodies that you left behind, or the body parts that you left behind, are gone. But
Oh.
there is a slightly confused looking Leo, and both of you catch eyes. What do you do?
Oh, so I see him. I'm gonna swing out my hand. Whoever's standing next to me to hit them in the chest. Like, look, down there.
Ow!
Can you see that? Can you see him? Look,
Yeah.
Leo, you bastard. Where have you been? As I-
Hey, where have you been?
This is Leo. This
Where
is
have I
Leo.
been? Well,
What?
you were here a second ago. People were killed down here.
That was like an hour ago, but yes, almost.
I'm
have you
literally still looking the opposite direction.
Where
Damien,
have you
my
been, Leo?
friend.
What have you been?
What happened?
Hmm? What?
Damien, over here.
What?
You're walking the. Damien. Yes.
I run over to him and I grab him and I put my arms around him. He can't even hug. I put my arms around his arms too, and I just start squeezing.
Yeah, I'll embrace.
It's so good to see you. Where were you?
I don't. I was in a forest,
Forrest. I let
surrounded,
him go.
surrounded by naked, beautiful witches. I believe. It was quite the adventure, and now I'm here.
I'm gonna roll an insight check, real.
Yeah, give me a. No, don't
Doesn't
worry.
fucking matter.
You believe him. You fall for this hook, line, and sinker. He 100%.
Oh my god.
Oh, tell me about them. How were they?
Yeah, they were dragonborn naked witches as well. It was-
Oh,
You should have been there,
Right.
Damien. I tell you. And so, what have I missed?
no. What they look like?
They look like you, but female.
Like, what do you mean? You laid with them?
No. They were witches, Damien. I
You
spied
didn't
from
lay with
afar.
You didn't lay.
No,
with
you don't lay with witches.
Well, this story got much more unexciting.
Hey, what's wrong with witches?
Yes, that's a good question. What's your problem with witches?
No, I'm just saying you don't listen statistically. But listen, never mind.
I once have heard of a man getting something. I heard this thing called a hydra dip
Yes,
from
that's-
something along those lines. Once.
Anyway, who is this beautiful maiden? Hello, Leo.
Hi, I'm Dorora Phalor. I kind of found these guys, and it's kind of my fault that you met the witches, but we're glad to have you back.
Oh, so okay, it's fine. I had a good time. It's all right. What'd you say name was?
Dorora?
Dorora.
Aurora.
Dorora.
Dorora.
Are we saying that right? Dorora?
Let's say it at once now, like on the count of three, like 1, 2, 3. Aurora.
Dorora.
Yeah, Dorora.
Dorora.
I still don't understand.
Dorora?
Kind
Can I
of like
call
two
you-
doors.
It's
I call you
Dorora.
Door.
No, you
Put
can call
another
me
R in there. So it
Dorora.
rolls.
Anyway,
Dorora.
what are you up? Where were you heading? What do we do? I have no idea. Did you meet with the peanut?
Yes, we did meet with Peanut. But, guys,
I'm still staring at Leo, very curious about these witches that he's not telling me about.
anyways, we met with Peanut, and apparently you guys didn't give him all the information he asked for, so now we're looking for this guy named Carthel Reed. I'm pretty sure that's his name.
Why? What are we to do with him?
Well, what are we to do?
Does
with
anyone
him?
know? Yes. Damien?
I mean, you
Err.
all know. Obviously, Leo doesn't know the name, but the red-robed person is the person who was going to pay Olog and the Willy Boys to kill Rethnor.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the part that Dorora doesn't know.
Um,
Well, or doesn't. She knows now, but
mean,
she
yeah, yeah.
wasn't really into the thick of it. So
yeah. Although you're kind of you'll have all that information by now through osmosis.
okay.
Right, well, we need
I want
to
everything to
find,
work through osmosis.
Well, we need to find this man, and we need to ask him a couple of questions.
Very well.
Where was he staying? We know that.
Well, then what are we standing here for? We found Leo. We might as well move along.
The Seven Sails. That's where we were headed, right?
Well, there's only two pubs in town, isn't there?
To the
There's
Seven
one of
Sails,
them.
then.
I
Seven
was-
sails,
Lead
all
the
right.
way.
Yeah, I was told that he was at the Seven Sails. He's staying there. Let's go.
All right.
The Seven Sails is like just a few doors down. So you're just on the edge of the alleyway that you ran to from the Seven Sails. So you ran down. If you remember, you saw Damien spied somebody and just kind of ran after them. So yeah, heading along the road for like less than a minute, you come once again to the Seven Sails. It's a fairly posh-looking establishment. As you enter, there is sort of an inn reception to the right of you, and then you could head further in to the left to find the sort of restaurant area, the more tavern side of the Seven Sails Inn, and there's a set of stairs that head upwards, and that will take you up to the rooms and things like that. As you head in, however, there is a person at the desk, sort of middle-aged looking man, fairly well dressed, looks up with a smile. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well. Can I help you today?
Now look over at Cabal.
Yes, we're looking for this man. I reach into the bag and pull the creepy little doll.
All right. Let me see if this guy knows what the fuck he's looking at. 'Cause they're not really super well made, these little dolls. Like I said before, they're kind of like sack boys. And he sort of looks it over and he's like, what is it, a wizard or something?
I'm not entirely sure, but have you seen the man with these robes?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh. Did I hear it? E.
It's not quite company policy to give out the information of people who may or may not be staying here. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
Oh, go on. I'm afraid I can't do that. Is there anything else I can help you with here today?
As they're talking about that, and as that's going on, I reach into my pocket and I pull out 2 gold, and I just kind of slowly underneath my hand slide it across the table, and I kind of kneel over, very like sly, very keen, and I like kind of look at him like, "Are you sure that you don't know?"
He's going to do a sleight of hand check. It was a 19. That gold
I heard that goddamn
vanishes. The gold
That's-
vanishes into a pocket, and with a couple of looks left and right, the gentleman leans in a little closer to you guys and says, I think he's still here, you know. As far as I know, he's getting on a barge today and heading out, but I think he's upstairs.
You know what room? Just to make it quicker, honestly.
I might know what room he's in.
Oh God! And I grab 5 gold and I put it in my hand. And I open it and I close it quick and I go, "I've got the money. Come on."
He takes the money and then says, listen, give me 5 minutes to make it look like I wasn't at my desk and you just walked in, if you don't mind. And then he nods towards the like front door and then heads off around the side of the reception. Holding up his hands, he holds up 7 digits towards you and then nods and heads into the restaurant area, leaving the kind of hallway unmanned.
What were the 7 digits?
Room number.
But what were they? What was the numbers then?
7. It's the number 7.
That's not 7 digits, though, is it?
That's-
Okay, I get it.
Digits is fingers, in case you didn't know.
Oh. Sorry that I don't always know the slang.
What did you think I was talking about?
It's in the
I said it was like
dictionary.
five,
It was
four,
11 digits,
three,
like
six,
1, 2,
nine,
3, 4,
eight.
5, 6, 7, and there was 7 of the numbers, and we 7 numbers.
No, no, no.
I was like, this got really
He
complicated.
holds up one hand and 2 fingers,
Oh God.
indicating
I
the number
love
7.
you, Tiger. I love you so much.
Seriously, that's seriously what I thought when you said
Uh,
eat ass. God damn it. Anyway, so 7.
yeah, I mean the guy's gone. You guys have just stood around.
Well,
I look.
I'm just gonna walk straight in and make my way up the stairs. You coming?
I just follow behind her, super confused, and I just like start counting on my fingers, and I'm just like, I don't understand any of this. Where are we?
Yeah, I
Start
also
walking.
followed them, and I'm looking around too because she's still new to the group, so she's still very suspicious of like all the different people they've angered before because obviously she got the rough hand of that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
I'm just making sure nobody's like peeking out their rooms or anybody's following them.
All right, give me a perception check. Hold on, my computer's doing some strange things right now.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I can see it on the other screen. 17. Yeah, mostly people aren't really paying you much attention. You guys, I presume, are sort of moving quite casually through. So yeah, nobody's really like watching you or keeping an eye on you necessarily. The tavern part seems to just be sort of fairly empty. No one's really in there. And as you head up the stairs and move further into the inn, most people are out and about doing their daily business, and you can head along the corridor. At the far end is a 7 on the furthest door.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
so
that's-
I'm in the lead, right?
Yeah,
Am I
if you want to be.
leading the way down the hallway? Okay. Well, I want to go straight up to the door, just look over my shoulder, and sort of nod at them like, I've got this. I know what I'm doing. Take a firm grip on the handle and just
No,
quite
wait.
forcefully, but still, I want to. What is it, Leo?
Okay. What are we even doing? Should I have my sword ready? I have no idea what
No.
we're doing right now.
No, sword. Okay.
No sword. All right.
I
okay.
walk up with 7 fingers raised, including my thumbs, and I go, that's just one number 7.
And Aurora like face palms. Like
With that, I'm just gonna yank open the
I
door.
don't think this is the right door, guy.
All right, give me a strength check to see how sort of intimidatingly you are
It's
able
not
to.
this. Which one's? It's not the save, is it? Saving throws. Yeah.
You can just click on strength, or you can click on athletics. 7. You yank at the door, and just there's a groan, but the door kind of just shakes in its place as if it's locked.
Well, I don't know what to do next, you guys, and I just move to the back of the queue.
What-
Is
how
there
about
any-
we-
Can we look in? Is there any window? or
I
anything
go
can-
over and I
No,
start
it's
knocking.
just a
how about we
wooden
knock?
door.
I just go over and start knocking.
yeah, just be nice and knock, please.
All right, so somebody knocks on the door, and a few seconds pass before there's a voice that you kind of hear. It sort of filters through the keyhole. There's a very small keyhole, and you hear, "Who is it?"
Well, my name's Damien. You have just a moment, actually? I'm gonna be honest. It's hard to talk to you.
No.
No? Why?
None of your business.
None of my business. Why?
Fuck off, mate.
Maybe you need our help.
There's a moment, a pause, and then, what do you mean?
Oh, maybe we heard that someone here, that person maybe being you, that might need some help. Maybe that's all we were told.
There's a pause, and then the sound of a lock being opened, and then the door opens, and there's a quite stocky middle-aged looking. He almost looks like a dwarf to you, for a moment, but he is human. He's just very short, kind of necklace, and he's got a long sword on one side, chain shirt on. He looks sort of like the mercenaries that you've seen around town, but he also isn't wearing the sort of typical pirate garb. He sort of opens the door part way, looks you up and down, and says, "What do you know?"
I look over at Caval.
And that's when I nervously look over Dorora.
Dorora like flashes a smile and like she literally has no fucking idea what she's doing, and she just is smiling, just like osmosis might be there, okay, Brad, but like literally she's just like clueless. Like, I'm just gonna smile my pretty smile and hope that nobody asks me any questions anymore.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of
Said room service.
he looks across each of you. Give me 1 second to roll a dice. Looking at you, Caval, his eyes sort of settle, and he says, "What are you? Some sort of god warrior?"
Well, I'm a paladin. What's
Selling
it to
your
you?
religion, are you? Door to
No,
door.
no, no. I'm not here. Like we said, we have we know some things. We have some information, and we wanted to discuss that sort of information. Isn't that right, Damien?
Oh, yes, Carthel, correct?
The guy's eyes open a little wider for a moment, and then he says, "How do you know my name?"
What do you mean, how do I know your name? How do you think I knew where your room was? To be honest with you.
Who gave it up?
Well, that all depends what's going to happen to the person who gave it up.
The little stocky man. He's like kind of I guess compared to you, what are you, 8 foot?
I am. Did I ever put how?
You're like
Oh,
you're
6'2".
like 6'2".
6'2". Okay, so he's probably like 5'2", and he sort of leans his head up towards you and reveals his neck, and there's a tattoo along it of kind of like a dotted line, and he just draws his thumb across the dotted line and then gives you a kind of smile.
I look at him for a second. I kind of laugh, like in a really hearty laugh, and I go, "It makes complete sense, and I wouldn't expect any less." Now, the real question is I think we've got a great deal here now, is that you'd like to know who gave you up, and we'd like to know some information. I think we can make a great trade. What do you think, sir?
The give me a persuasion check first.
Okay.
He takes a moment, looks behind him, like further into the room beyond the door where you can't see, and then sort of a moment passes where he seems to be looking at someone, and then he opens the door, and there are 2 other people in the room. There is another sort of armored-looking gentleman. This one thin and sinewy. He's got like lots of scars across his face and his bare arms, though he looks to be wearing a similar sort of set of garb to this first guy. However, beyond them, there is another gentleman, maybe about 6 foot, nice, clean-looking, fine clothes, long red robe, which has got that symbol of silvery moon on one side of it. Underneath it, he's got this sort of buttoned black shirt with a gold chain that's hanging down behind it all, and fairly long, short, greased hair. So as in, like, it's long, but, like, still not quite shoulder length. Sort of greased black hair. and very clean-shaven face. And for a moment, he sort of squints as you enter, as if he's maybe got like poor vision. And he says, "Yes, yes, come in. Let them in, Thorn." And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that hasn't happened yet on the Walls of Water, and that is give you a map. I'm going to give you a little map to give you an idea of what's going on here.
Yeah, man, the map.
A little mappy
Ah,
map.
yeah.
Now, give me a second to just do this for the stream as well.
Fancy.
Ooh, that went.
Yeah.
Ah.
That went well.
Who's that?
Lord.
So, the reasoning behind maps, by the way, everyone, including chat, is that I've realized that as these guys approach higher levels, I'm not going to be able to deal with anything because it's really hard doing a level 1 battle and keeping it all in our just heads. So there'll be maps for some things, but I'll still endeavor to describe everything that's going on should anything need to be described. But this is just to give you an idea of where you are in the room. Mostly these will be battle maps, but that doesn't mean you've entered a battle. I just had this map and I thought I would use it. Yeah, so you enter the room. The stockier of the two sort of bodyguards steps back and lets you guys in. And then I guess as you each step into the room, the guy in the red rose, presumably Carthel Reed, nods towards the door, indicating that whoever steps in last should give it a close. We're going to say that's Leo.
I'm closing the door.
Good job. Proud of you.
Thanks.
And yeah, so as you head in, Carthel Reed kind of looks over each of you and he says, "Well then, how do you know my name?"
Seems that you've got quite the guard here. I would have never known you were here had he not let you out. Well, obviously, you're interested as well in what we have to trade. So, may we ask you just a couple of questions as well? And on top of that, good to meet you. My name is Damien.
Very
Look
nice to
over
meet
everybody
you.
else to let them introduce themselves.
I just awkwardly curtsy. Caval.
Yeah, I'm Dorora.
I'm Leo. I close the door for you.
Thank you, Leo. He doesn't smile.
Oh,
And he
sounded like it did.
he says, "Fine then. Firstly, if you don't mind, how did you find out my name?"
Well, your name was... it was given to us by a man that Warren works with to, well, find some information. And to be honest with you, he gave us your name. And he didn't tell us how he got your name. So the person that gave us your name, same reason we're here to ask you some questions.
Okay.
I know that doesn't answer your question, but you've got to understand that on our side, we have to have a little bit of leverage considering the situation right now.
And what situation is that?
Well, I mean, you were hiding in a closet with bodyguards. You obviously have something to hide. You're obviously hiding for a reason. We're not here to hurt you, and could honestly, probably, I look over at all of them, care less about who you are. We're realistically just trying to get information so we can move upon with, well, not just the money we're owed, but also move upon the city, to be honest with you.
Right. So, okay. You seem to think I'm hiding something. I'm simply here on business and, well, I'm here on business for a wealthy family, so I have bodyguards simply to guard my money. I wouldn't say I'm quite hiding out. I just get paid well enough so as to keep my presence somewhat of a secret in case, of course, you're here to kill and rob me.
Oh.
It's understandable.
With that, I wanna stamp my foot on the ground. Enough messing around. Why did you do it? Why did you want him dead?
I'm sorry.
I look over at her and I'm just like, oh.
That's when I lean over to. Weren't we here to investigate who was going to have? Was it Rethnor murdered? Isn't that why we're here?
Wasn't it Olar? I thought that was, no, he was the.
No,
I
Olar
nod
was
to
the-
I nod to her. Yes.
Like
Wait,
he was the one that hired Olag, maybe. to-
Oh right, yeah, he was
Murder
hired
that-
to
murder that-
kill
that was
him.
the-
Yes. Yes. Yeah, go on. Go on.
Why did you do it?
What?
Was it you?
No.
Give me an intimidation check.
Where am I?
Damn. The so like he takes like a step back as you kind of you know growl at him and stamp your
Just-
foot, and
Stomping my foot like an angry toddler.
the guards like put one hand to their swords on their hips, and he sort of Carthel Reed lowers his brow to a degree, and kind of looking at you through furrowed brow, he says, So, it seems you're working for him then, Rethnor, is it?
No, not really.
You said you were to be paid.
I look over at Kaval. I'm like, was it Rethnor?
He was the one that was to be assassinated. We were hired to investigate why and who's going to do it.
And I look over at him.
He looks confused and then looks up to the other two and says, seems like they know too much. Kill them. And then
What?
I'm going to need you
What?
to roll initiatives, please. So you'll have to click on your tokens and then click on initiative, and it'll do it
Oh my god, please.
properly.
Oh.
So before the fight starts,
Oh.
I have something I'm going to say to them.
Yep.
I just try to let them know. I'm just like, well, that's the way it's got to be. It's been a long day, but I could go for another round. And I pull my greatsword out and go, we weren't here to harm you, but now we're going to have to take this information from you unless you lower your swords. So this is going to be your one and only chance to take a chance at that night. I put my greatsword down, and I don't really, like, put it up for a fight. I just kind of like, we're really not here to fight you.
He doesn't seem to necessarily respond. Give me your initiatives first, and then
Oh,
I'll tell you.
I want to
what.
place my hand on. I want to place my hand on Damien's shoulder and whisper, "Don't kill him. The others is fine. Don't kill Carthel."
Yeah,
Oh, believe me, I'm not going. And I make sure he can hear me. And I go, believe me, I'm not going to kill him if I get a hold of him. I'm going to let him know that he did this the hard way, though.
I have lost both of my dice during this stream.
that
I don't know how.
means he
won.
automatically rolls a 0.
I don't know how. All right, I'm just gonna have to. Well, luckily everything is set up real nice for me here, and I can just do this. Bum ba bum. So. All right, so people who need to learn how to do things on this thing. So if you click on your character's token and then click in your character sheet on the initiative button, it will roll it and add it to the thing. But for now, I will add you manually, not you, Damien, because for some reason it didn't do it, unless you were just too quick.
Oh,
don't
I
think you
see.
were.
Yeah.
Um,
Click on ourselves and then click on initiative.
yeah, because then that'll add you to the actual turn order, and I don't have to,
Oh, I
don't have to do it all manually.
so Rory.
Everyone rolled 7s. What the hell? Who hasn't done it? Kaval. You need to roll
I
me
did.
an
I
Did.
got a 2. Oh, I
Yeah,
need to do it again.
Oh no, you got a 2?
I
Where
got
is
a
that?
2. Yeah. The tippity top.
Is my thing being weird? What is happening to my computer right now?
I'm glad that we, Caval did explain that we cannot kill Carthel yet. Jeez.
Damien, what is your dex?
My dex as a whole,
Yeah, just what is the number?
10. I have a 10 in. And it says 0 though, if that's what you're asking.
It's a 10.
Yeah, I have 10 dexterity.
Okay. Yeah, so this guy goes first. All right. So as you sort of say all these things to him, Carthel just kind of like he looks fairly relaxed, and a small, very wry smile kind of spreads across his face as he sort of sends these bodyguards in. The first one is going to launch himself at Dorora here. Dorora, you are going to find yourself being attacked by a scimitar. What is your AC, please?
My AC, 13.
13.
Yes.
All right, 1 second. Are you giving me advantage here, or are you? Yeah, you are. He hits you for 1 slashing damage. So as you see this guy, you have to. By the way, I'm using these new things that I haven't used before in Roll20, where I have the NPCs in the game, which is really, really lucky I did that because I've lost all my dice. So that's why I'm kind of going, and this button does that because I've never done this before. So these tokens have got all this stuff inbuilt into Roll20. It's really cool. Well done, Roll20. Don't worry, everyone. Just DM geeking out. Yeah, he comes in with this, like, he draws his scimitar, but he's kind of like slow to bring it out. This is the shorter, stockier guy, and you're able to move mostly out of the way of it, but he does catch you with the very end of it, sort of like a terrible paper cut across the forearm as you sort of begin to ready yourself. The second bodyguard comes running over to Damien and tries to get at Damien while his sort of guard is down. Damien, what's your AC? It's not going to be that low, is it?
14.
An 8 misses you, and then it is your turn. So the smaller one, the skinnier one, comes running at you, draws out his scimitar, and you're able to bring up your great sword and parry that.
When he does that, when he goes to parry me, he parries me, and I go down and I kind of come underneath a little bit with my sword, and then if it rolls right,
No, it does not roll right. Go ahead, Fred.
It's going to be a critical miss. Give me the damage.
sure, why not?
So as
It's only
you
9 slashing damage.
as you parry this this guy here, he causes you to sort of stumble a little bit and pushes this greatsword back at you, and you'll take 4 slash damage as this thing hits you in the shoulder, and you take half of the damage back on yourself. This small, sinewy yet very scarred guy appears to be a lot stronger than you first expected, or maybe you were just off balance. And he drives your own greatsword down, and it sort of cuts into your body as the two of you are kind of doing that Star Wars back and forth now. Him with a small scimitar, and then this enormous dragonborn with a great sword.
Quick question: is it rounded up or rounded down?
It's rounded down, so you get.
Okay, so
it's
it'd
4.
be 4 damage. Okay, when he does it and he cuts into me a little bit, it's kind of like very back at the beginning when I got stabbed in the stomach. He gets me, and I just kind of laugh at him a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be good." And I've never actually looked into this. So since I'm a barbarian, is it just the one action, or do I have like extra actions? I have no clue.
At level 1, you have just the one action. Depending on the type of rage that
Like
you
if
get.
I wanted to
later
go
on.
rage right now, like if I wanted to do that before the end of the turn, could I do that, or is it is that something I can't? Well, yeah, I should
Yeah,
be
you
able
can.
to,
It's
right?
a bonus
'Cause-
action.
Okay, yeah, it's a bonus action. So we're gonna, at the end of it, after he goes into me, I kind of look at him and I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. I go into rage and you kind of notice I pull my own greatsword out and I just kind of like go wide-eyed at him for a second. That's it.
And yeah, you sort of start to freak out, and yeah, maybe he sort of looks a little less confident as he looks up at you with his sword. His much smaller sword attached to yours. Carthel Reed beyond you kind of starts to move his hand in a very strange way. These odd looking arcane energies start to appear around his hand, and as he's doing so, he looks across you and says, I know exactly who all of you are. And then he, with his other hand, throws a bracelet onto the ground, which all of you will recognize as a bracelet that was on Mayna's hand, the halfling that was played by Awkward Kitty originally. And he throws it onto the ground, and then he looks up and says, 1 down, 4 to go. If you put up as measly a fight as the halfling did, we shall be done here rather swiftly. And then he outstretches his hand and launches this sort of arcane blast in towards you, Damien. It's an Eldritch Blast.
Oh my
18.
God!
And this magical burst of energy just fires forward. It's a very dark purplish color, and it strikes you, Damien. Ah, nice. Dealing 1 force damage. You are raging, but you only get I think it's bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage that are reduced by half. So this will still hit you for the full 1.
Full one, baby.
So this energy launches forward, and Damien's able to move mostly out of its way. It catches you as you're sort of struggling with this bodyguard, and yeah, it just kind of, all it really does is sort of singe, burn part of your arm, and then Carthel Reed kind of lowers his hand again. With a smile still spread across his face. Leo, what would you like to do?
I am super good in combat, as you know. So wait, what? One of the guards is impaling Damien? No.
They're kind
he
of.
just
They're
punched
kind
someone.
of. They've kind of got swords on swords.
Okay, yeah.
He's not really impaled. They're just kind of pushing swords back and forth in that classic kind of Jedi way.
We can't kill that guy who fucking killed Mayna, man. The fuck. All right.
Yeah, that's the
I will
problem.
I will try to go for. I'll bring out my rapier then, I assume, and I will try to, because I guess the bodyguard with Damon is distracted, so I will try to help him out with that one.
Sure. Yeah. So you can move your little token into wherever you want to be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, can I not be back here?
The rapier doesn't have that far of a reach. So if
yeah.
you guys might as well do a little bit of Roll20 learning. On the left-hand side of the screen, there is the little ruler. Underneath on your little toolbar, there's like a little ruler which you can click, and it'll allow you to kind of measure your distance. So in order to use something that doesn't have reach, like a melee weapon, like a rapier or a smaller sword, you'll have to be in like this sort of range, like a direct melee threat range of whoever you're trying to hit. And this is why we have maps now, because explaining all these things, especially later on when you start to unlock much more in-depth abilities and spells and things, it's probably going to get a little bit confusing. So you'll be able to move within range. So this is where your movement comes into play as well. On each of your character sheets, you'll have a certain amount of movement. I think the entire group has 30 foot, so we don't need to mess around too much with it. So you'll be able to move 30 foot away from where you are. Though moving into something's threat range and then moving out of it will give them an opportunity attack to sort of give them a chance to attempt to hit you for free, sort of.
Okay, well, can I throw my dagger then? Because I have 1 dagger on me. Can I like?
Yes, you can.
Okay, then I will do that. Because I
Fling a
don't.
dagger at
I'm
the
gonna
guy.
die if I go in there. They just click it. Yeah.
Yep.
Whoop. Didn't work. Oh yeah, because it's up there. Never mind.
In the attacks and spellcasting thing. I don't know why this keeps doing this, by the way. Stream. I keep losing my little thing. I'll fix it in the break. Dagger. 14 is a hit. Yeah, give me that damage. 1. So
+2.
the +2 is if you had the 21 there. So it gives you the 21, which is the if you had advantage, and that would have been a critical hit. So should it have been a crit, you would have rolled twice, which is what that extra 2 is. So it's just the 1. Lots of low damage going on. This dagger launches through the air. It flings past this bodyguard. It drives across, catches the side of his cheek, opening his cheek, a little trickle of blood falling down his side. He's very scarred, and you've probably given him another scar, but it's not a huge amount of damage as you deal 1 piercing damage to him. You have a bonus action if you so wish to use it.
Okay, can I look? I was wondering in the beginning if I could, because I have my hand spell, or was it a cantrip actually? If I could, if there's a lamp or something above us that I could just.
The mage hand?
Yes. Can I look around first to see if there's anything that would be useful that my hand could actually interfere?
You can look around, but the mage hand is like a full action cantrip because it's like kind of casting a spell. So it would take your whole action, which you've used. You can only do things that are like bonus actions. Do you have Bardic Inspiration yet?
No, I think that's level 2.
Level 2. Yeah. So anything that's a bonus action, I think for you, if memory serves, it's Healing Word is your only thing that you can do on a bonus.
Okay,
but you can give me an investigation or a perception check to see if there's anything. So what are you looking for? Just something that you can use to your advantage?
Yeah, like next round, something that
With like a mage
could
hand?
hurt them. Like something we could use to our advantage.
Yeah.
Knock something over.
So there are 3 oil lamps in the room. One up here on this desk, and then 2 on the either side. Other than that, the room's just kind of a standard issue looking in room. It's a fairly posh looking room, but just a single bed, couple of lamps, and then a chest. Not really anything like, I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but there's not like an axe on the wall or something that you could dislodge or, yeah. There's a window directly behind Carthel. I'll give you that. I don't know if that's a thing that you would want to try and interact with. I'll kind of draw it on. It's very weak drawing, but it's there.
Yeah.
A large window that looks out over the city of Luskan. But no, generally not. Unless you want to bat one of those oil lamps towards somebody, which you could certainly attempt. That brings us to Dorora. What would you like to do, Wish?
Literally, Dorora looks down at her, thinly cut arm, and then looks back up to the bodyguard who's still standing there. And, she steps to the side. Can I move?
You can move. Yep.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
And she just, you didn't want to do that. And then she casts Firebolt all over him.
All right, so Firebolt is a ranged attack, which means you'll have disadvantage to use it this close. Let me open up your little character sheet here because I have no idea what you can do. It's been too long, man.
It has been.
It's been too long. Can't even remember how to DM. Let's see. So yeah, Firebolt is a ranged attack. Ranged spell attack. So basically, if you try and do things that have a ranged property to them, at melee range, they'll have disadvantage to hit.
All right, fuck it. She's gonna bring up. Let's go back. Jesus Christ! All right, that's where I'm shit at it. Okay, she's gonna. Can I still dislodge one of her daggers as well from her bag in her movement?
You have a short sword, which is an
that would be better.
Sword that you could use in melee combat kind of thing, as opposed to using daggers.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and pull it out. She has it tucked behind her at all times, in her belt, in the sheath, and she pulls it out. And
Final Fantasy 13
she
basically lightning style on the butt, resting on the butt.
On the butt, on the booty. So she pulls it out and then whips it out, and she's like, "You didn't want to do that." She basically tries to go straight for his neck that's exposed, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, to a degree. He's kind of got his own sword up. You know, he's there, he's
We'll-
watching
we'll
you,
still-
but
I'll still try it.
you
Fuck
can
it.
absolutely try it. Yeah, so if you just click on short sword in your attacks and spellcasting section, bam! That is definitely
Got
a hit
him.
with an 18. So you can click on short sword over here on the roller, in the roller column. Nice, yeah. You
Got that ass.
you kind of like whip out this short sword, which he wasn't expecting. He's sort of got his sword, his scimitar up to sort of just come in and cut you again. But then you kind of pull this short sword out, and he wasn't quite expecting it. And he goes in to try and guard, but you somehow get inside of his guard and aim for his throat. You catch his throat, but you don't draw. It doesn't sit deeply enough in his throat to kill him. However, it does send a gush of blood out, and you catch him right across the little tattoo he's got of the dotted line, and then bring it up and under the chin, cutting a huge gash out of his chin. There's a warm gout of blood that spills across your hands and sort of hits the ground, and for a moment you're like, he's gonna drop, but he doesn't. He kind of just steels himself and pushes you away from him before you can dig the blade any deeper. But you certainly hurt him for 6 piercing damage there. Anything else you want to do on your turn? You can do bonus actions if you have anything that does bonus actions.
Can you briefly remind me, because it's been so long?
Sure, yeah.
Bonus? What?
So bonus actions are essentially, the way to think about it is you only have bonus actions if you have a thing that says you can do this on a bonus action. So with you as a sorcerer, I know that later on you get to do stuff with sorcery points, but I'm not going to confuse you with it yet. Spells here. Bam, bada, bam, bada, bam. No. So at the moment, I don't think you've got anything that can do bonus actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just have your action and movement and stuff. So
Okay.
unless you want to try and move further away or anything like that, we'll move on to Kaval's turn.
Yeah, I want her to take another step back. Like,
Bear in mind, if
few
you
steps
leave
back.
this kind of threat range of him, he'll be able to hit you for free.
oh, then
You're kind of like
standard
the
ground.
two of you are essentially like entangled. You know, you're very close to each other. So if you move
If
away
I
from
turn
him,
to move, yeah.
he's going to
okay,
have
got
this
it.
like opportunity to take
Yeah,
an
no thanks.
advantageous swipe. Kaval, then it is your turn.
All right. Well, I'm feeling a little bit. I just want to stroll up to the guy right in front of. Waltz over, sort of trying to look as tall as I can. I look over to Damien. We should have just said that we were room service and cock my fist back and just punch this dude square in the fucking face.
All right.
I love it.
So
Fury
Oh, no.
gauntlets, right?
you have your Fury gauntlets on. Have you filled them with water at any point since you got them?
I don't know.
Because let me see. You got these Fury gauntlets, which are a huge set of steam-powered gauntlets. Think Via from League of Legends, something like that. But they need to be filled with water to work, and then they'll give you either a critical hit or a critical miss every time. It's one or the other every time you hit with them. However, they're steam-powered, and I don't think you've put any water in them. So
I don't think I have either. Can I still at least use the punch?
you can, yeah. Let me just check this punch makes sense. I mean, click punch. I think I set it up because you've been punching everything. That was like, I'm just gonna see. Go on. Hey, the punch hits.
not?
Give me the damage. I think it's just set. It can only do a certain amount actually. It's your strength. It's 1 plus your strength. So you don't need to roll damage for that one.
Oh, it's alright.
Oh my god, this overlay. What is your strength score?
My strength is 2.
So it's 1 plus 2, which is 3. So you come in and you just gut punch this guy. It sort of bends him over a little bit, knocks the wind out of him, and he stumbles backwards. He doesn't look too light on his feet right now. However, let's see. He's still alive. He's still alive.
Yeah, that's still.
You punch him and you hurt him, and you kind of he sort of disengages in terms of sword fighting combat with you there, Damien, but doesn't disengage so much so that he leaves your threat range. Anything else, Kaval?
I don't think I have any bonus actions, so I'm just gonna look down at him like as menacing as I can, just give him like that proper bitch face.
All right. So the bodyguard in front of Dorora there kind of brings a hand up to his throat and staunches the wound, and then swings his scimitar at you, Dorora, saying, "My beautiful tattoo," and then swing. That is going to be a hit, I'm very sure, as he whoosh, slashes you across the stomach, Dorora. You take 3 slashing damage as he cuts you open, and then the other one, stumbling back, gut punched, is going to swing his sword here at you, Kaval. I'm guessing 10 is a miss there.
Yeah, 18.
Stumbling backwards, the thinner looking of the 2 bodyguards, with a measly swipe, misses you, Kaval, and you dodge, or you just step out of the way casually.
Can I just crouch down a little bit so I get down to his head height? Like, you tried, didn't you, sweetheart?
Yeah, you can. Damien, it's your turn.
Okay.
I look over at the skinny one again, and I kind of just look at him up and down again. I'm just like, Are you sure you want to be here? And then I wrench up my great sword, and I will hope. I swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Roll me the damage. How would you like to kill him?
So I look at him again. I'm just like, are you sure you want to do this, boy? And I come over like all the way from behind me and straight down, like right over his shoulder, just like down as deep as it'll go on a 16. You can choose that. And then I just cut him open.
Yeah, classic Damien fashion. He brings up this enormous greatsword and cleaves this helpless bodyguard in 2. Ping, 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 as all of his chainmail pinks open as you cut sort of halfway into him, and his meat sack of a body lands slumped in front of both you and Kaval. There's a rush of blood that runs down your arms. Some of it will splash up and hit your greaves, Kaval, and he is very much so dead.
Yeah. Do I have movement still?
Yeah. You are in this
what is
one's threat range. This one could wildly swing at you if he chose to.
That's fine. I'm gonna let him swing it if he wants to. Let's see. I'm gonna actually take my 30, and I am going to run right up to Carthel.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So you go running.
He's got to
over
hit
and-
me.
Yeah. So the as soon as you sort of run up towards him, his face changes a little bit as you kind of just cut through this bodyguard of his very easily, and then just run forwards. This enormous dragonborn with a great sword covered in his bodyguard's blood appears to be running towards him. He is going to cast a spell as you go running across the room, and just as you're directly in front of him, as you sort of skid to a stop, about to do whatever it is you're planning to do, he brings up both of his hands. There's a rush of arcane energy that kind of sucks some of the air out of the area where you're stood, Damien, and then there's a sudden, huge, intense noise that just explodes forth from him as he just... There's just a bang, and he opens his mouth and casts Shatter, sort of on himself, but it comes out of him, and it's gonna give me a con save.
Save. And I don't have it.
You make your con save, so you only take half of 9, so another 4
Okay.
thunder damage. It's this wave of noise hits you. You see him open his mouth, you hear his voice begin to sort of sing or speak, and then suddenly your ears pop as this wave of concussive noise hits you. You're pretty hardy, and you sort of shield yourself from a lot of it by bringing your arm up. As you bring your arm down, you see him suddenly turn and run at a pace which seems sort of inhumanly fast. He also casts a strange spell on himself. And let's see here. Disengages from you without the ability.
Ooh, I can't attack him?
No, because he's cast some sort of spell and he's moved so quickly that maybe you could swing your sword towards him, but he's already out of your range. And he runs at this window and then jumps out of it. He moves like insanely quickly. Like, it's far too quick for it not to be some sort of magical boost that he's had. And he's almost a blur as he suddenly turns, runs, jumps out of the window, smashing it, and then falling 1 story. You're on the first floor, into the ground, presumably. Leo.
Before Leo's trying to look over at Leo, and I kind of sit on my greatsword a little bit like, use a little help. And I just kind of like noticing that I'm kind of hurt because I'm at 6 right now.
Now I get to move my guy. So I'll move there.
Close the door.
Yeah, it's closed. It's closed. I run up and I'll grab my dagger because I'm assuming it's like around here somewhere, right? I want to pick that up if I can, so I don't forget it.
Yeah, I'll say you can pick it up as you're running.
David, how are you? How are you?
Son of a bitch went out the window. Shot me with something.
I saw. Hold on. I shall cast. I can do healing word, right? So I don't fuck this up.
You can do healing word, yeah.
Even though I moved. Okay, good. Here.
Yeah, so you heal Damien.
And I just cross my hand over his wounds, yes. Touching it.
They begin
For
to
6.
close. Anything else? So healing word is a bonus action. Your movement is a separate thing, and your main action is another separate thing.
So okay, because I was gonna go to the window and see where it went, but I can't do that now.
You can.
Can I glance towards the window? Oh yeah, sorry.
You can use your action to take a thing called a dash, which allows you to use your action to move your movement again.
Okay, I'll do that. Zoop.
Give me a perception check.
Oh shit. Character sheet. What's it? Deception?
Perception.
Perception, of course. Where the heck? I don't.
Under
Wait,
skills.
Performance, persuasion. There.
Yeah, you
Nice.
look out to the street, and there's like a hustle and bustle of a fairly busy street below you. There are a couple of people looking up at the window, at the sort of smashed window that's just like a few seconds ago smashed. Looking around, you can't actually see Carthel or anyone in red robes or anything like that.
Okay. Well then, yeah, that will be that.
Okay, Dorora.
I don't see him. Damn it.
The bodyguard in front of you, Dorora, is looking around like crazy because his friend, his comrade has died, and his employer has just jumped out of a window.
Oh, did they leave you all alone? She looks down at like her she's looking down at like her blood-covered shirt now because this is the second time someone's ripped her fucking shirt and she's pissed and she's hurting and she's just like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" And she goes at him again with the short sword. Like, I'm gonna say that she had dropped it when she got hit. Obviously, she dropped it down a little bit lower. So she's just gonna try to run it through him.
All right, give me that attack roll again. It's definitely a hit. Give me the damage.
Don't work. Hold on.
Click on the short sword word again in the dice roll.
Sorry, got a message.
How do you want to kill him? You want to just run it through him? Gut.
Run it through him, and as she runs it through him, she like whispers in his ear, "You fucked up my shirt," and then she like pushes him off of her sword as she takes a step back.
Nice. And yeah, he kind of, as you run this thing through him, he just looks up at you and he goes to say something, but just blood falls out of his open mouth, lands on his hands in front of him that are gripped around the sword as he looks up at you, and then falls off of the sword backwards, slumps onto the ground, dead, as you have defeated these two.
That's right.
Kaval, you want to try anything?
They're all dead now, aren't they?
They are. One's run away. Just in case you want to do anything insane.
I look over to Leo and Damien. So, where's the other one?
He ran away, jumped out the window.
Are we just gonna stand here, or are we going to find him?
And as she says that, I kind of look down at myself where my wounds were, and I notice they're kind of gone. And I take off if there's no thing going on. I take off towards the door, but not the window, to run outside and see, try to like find him. I'm not gonna jump out the window. Well, you know what? Nah, I run over the window and I jump out that window.
You're
Okay.
welcome, Damien. No problem. Thanks for healing me.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, you can all kind of run to the window, and then Damien's going to kind of launch himself out of it. Give me an acrobatics check, Damien.
Oh god. If you die.
Better not die. If I got 12 damage.
So yeah, you jump out of this window, and it's only about sort of 15 feet up. You just launch yourself through the window, and you fall pretty quickly towards the ground. You land on your feet. You do a kind of forward roll. It's not beautiful, but it's good enough that you don't take any sort of damage from the fall. It's very Assassin's Creedy. As you kind of land, there's a handful of people that kind of look around to see
Perception
you.
to see if he's around anywhere.
And yeah, looking around, there is no Carthel Reed anywhere to be seen in your direct vicinity, though you are kind of crouched on the ground as you stand up, looking around again, trying to see if you can catch anything, anyone looking for anything. There are a handful of people.
I grab the first person around me.
Okay, yep.
And I grab them and I just I look at them quick and I'm just like, you see a man? And I describe Carthel Reed.
I saw somebody jump out that there window and go running off.
Which way did he go?
They went north, towards the north gate.
North. How fast were they going?
Well, he was here for about half a second and then he was gone, but you could kind of make out a weird little blur.
I unshake him as he's like finishing that sentence, and I let him go, and I take off sprinting towards the north.
All right, and with that, we'll go to our first break. I feel like with this show, we only really need one break, right? Because we usually do about 3 hours, so
Yeah.
we'll do a halfway break. So, I've literally fixed the overlay. You'll be pleased to know, everybody. But we kind of don't need the map now. That would fix the map layer. However, yeah, you almost caught Carthel Reed, and then he ran away. And Damien jumps out the window. The others peering out the window at Damien, who grabs a man, shouts at him, and then starts running northwards. We'll return after the break to find out what they do next on the
Oh,
Wolves of
geez,
Water. Go and get
Is
yourselves.
it time for our Class A drugs?
Go and get yourselves some Class A drugs. This stream is sponsored by Class A Drugs, paid for promotion by Class A Drugs. Go and get your Class A drugs from your local dealer today, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Bye!
Bye.
everyone.
Jeez, I enjoyed
Welcome
my
back.
Class A drugs.
Do you
Drugs.
enjoy your Class A drugs? Please remember, Class A drugs are perfectly okay for your health. One day I'm probably gonna get in like fucking loads of trouble for that, aren't I?
Yeah. Say Class B instead.
No, there's a weird clause actually where if you're sort of entertaining, you can kind of say anything. They get away with it on podcasts. That's why on podcasts they say what they're doing and it's just clearly illegal. And you're like, how are you getting away with that? Apparently, you just basically palm it off as a joke at the end of it. Just be like, it wasn't really happening, which is true. And I guess that's why you get away with a lot of stuff like that. I don't know. And we're not representing anyone but my stream, which is a fucking. This is like the dark place that Mufasa warned you not to go to. So. Simba, you must never go there. You deliberately disobeyed me. Welcome back, everyone, to the Wolves of Water. So, the group almost broke in, and then worked their way into Carthel Reed's room, where 2 bodyguards were sent to kill you because clearly you knew too much. And then he managed to escape. Damien ran off after him. The rest of you, however, are in the room by the window looking out. What do you want to do?
Well, Jorah's gonna like look out the window briefly and then like turn back to like the bodyguards. She also had paid attention to where Carthel Reed threw the bracelet, though she didn't know. The person, what was her name? Sorry, I don't even know it. Maynard. She didn't even know Maynard, but she saw where the bracelet was thrown, and she goes over and picks it up. Cool. And for the rest of the group, because she felt like it's important, especially because she knows what missing families like. But she picks it up for them, and then she's gonna go back over to the bodyguard. And check them out if she can, and go through their stuff to see if they have anything on them of value.
All right. So yeah, who do you give the bracelet to?
But she's still holding on to it.
Oh, okay. So you can add to your inventory Maynard's bracelet.
Well, do I watch her pick it up?
I guess so. Yeah. She's just sort of moving around the room, heading.
Well, if you see her pick it up, like, well, hold on.
Yeah. That's what...
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Dora, what do you think you're doing with that?
I was saving it for you guys.
Give it
and
here.
She like. Dora holds it out, like, and then goes back to business.
Snatch it out of her hands. Leo, toss the bracelet over to him. Please catch it.
Do I have to roll for that? No.
I mean, you're like right next to each other, so no.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'll catch it. And like a moment of, I look really, really sad. Look down at it, scruffily down in my. I don't know what I think I have a backpack.
Yeah, you have backpack pockets.
Yeah, I'll scruffily down in my backpack.
Okay, so you have Maynard's bracelet.
Yes, I will add that.
Okay, so you start looking over these 2 guys. One of them has a busted up piece of chainmail armor, which is pretty much useless at this point. The other one has a chain shirt on, which you probably, I don't think anyone will get any benefit from, depending on. No, Kaval. What are you wearing? What armor do you have on, Kaval?
I think I'm in just like full.
I think you're in
set of,
full
like,
like
head to toe
chainmail,
plate.
so I don't think this is going to help you out. So you can take it as a thing to sell if you'd like. It'd be a chain shirt, but it's quite heavy and encumbering. They have
she's
2.
Not interested in that.
They have 2 scimitars on them, and each one has a scroll on them. They also have 2 pouches, each containing 35 gold. So I will write all those things in there. 2 times 35 GP, 2 scrolls, and 2 scimitars, which are about the only things of worth on them. They also have blood-stained clothing and stuff like that, but
Yeah, no, well, because it's bloodstained and she's like still looking for a new shirt. She ignores those clothes obviously, but she is gonna take the 2 scrolls and the money, and she's gonna if she can carry the scimitar, she's going to. She's gonna take everything.
Yeah, you could probably take the 2 scimitars, though you're going to be just
So
struggling
weighed
along
down.
with these things. Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
she'll take one.
Yeah. It's a really similar blade to what you have as a short sword. It's just curved.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Okay. I'll throw you a scimitar. What do you do next?
Then she's gonna. Can I look around the room to see if there's anything they're missing? If there's any, like clues about Cathal Reed that they could gather from the room?
Yeah, give me an investigation check. What is Kaval and Leo doing while Daurora's kind of gathering up things?
I'm not jumping out the window. I would probably start moving hastily back to where we came from.
Okay.
Going towards town because we needed to find Damien. Did we hear? Because we were by the window, but did we hear him screaming and see which way he were going?
Yeah, you saw him like shout at somebody who sort of pointed off northwards, and then
Yeah.
Damien just took off north.
Yeah, and then we will also be going that direction. Oh, I will. I'm not speaking for Cabal, but I'm going down towards the stairs.
Okay.
Well, I guess, did I see him go through, or was I walking over to the window and what's happening?
No, you
Oh,
saw it.
I'm-
too. You saw the same thing.
Okay. Well, come on, Dorora. We need to go. And I take off after Leo.
So there was nothing that. Dora
Oh
found?
yeah, no, you're looking around. So the only other thing in this room that might contain stuff is that there's a very small chest in one corner of the room.
Okay, well, yeah, she's definitely gonna go. She heard Caval and she's gonna follow, but because Caval was kind of a bitch to her earlier when she was trying to save the bracelet for her friend, she's like taking her time, and like because they literally have no clue about what's going on with Caval Reed except Damien's running after him. She's still gonna investigate back here. So yeah, she's gonna go through the chest.
The chest has a very small brass lock on it. Wooden chest. Brass lock. Locked. Like a padlock.
Is it? Can I carry it or?
It's pretty big.
Can I just go
probably
ahead?
not.
Okay, she's just gonna can I break it with the hilt of my short sword then? If so, she's gonna try that.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh god.
Boom! You break the top of the chest, but it's like pretty thick wood. So if you imagine, even at your strongest, just hilt of sword to the top of an oaken wooden chest, you just kind of splinter some of the wood, kind of break a portion of it. But it's going to take you a little while to just sit here and bash away at it with the hilt of a sword to be able to break through the top and get into it.
All right. Well, she's fucking determined. Can I do a? Can she just like? Hold on. Let me check my. I'm sorry, guys. I got
where
figuring
have-
out.
Wait, okay, where are we? Because if she's still
I
doing
mean,
this,
you guys
I would
were
be
heading
probably
towards the
screaming
door.
at her.
Yeah, you were heading towards the door, and she just started bashing at this chest.
And we're just looking at her?
I guess so.
Xandria,
Yeah.
we need to go.
Can I? She take a few steps back and try firebolt on it, like.
Yeah.
See if it will burn.
Roll me a firebolt.
Only a firebolt. All right, hold on. Let me do that.
That is definitely a hit. Give me the damage. Nice. The firebolt just launches forward. It hits the top of this chest exactly where you sort of dented in and broke a portion of it, and it's arcane fire, so it almost melts the wood in the intense heat, and the wood catches fire. It burns for a moment, and then what's left behind as the sort of the smoldering wood settles is just a hole into the top of the chest. However, whatever is inside suddenly ignites.
Fuck. Okay. I don't know if Gus will save it. I gotta put out the fire. Oh no. Yeah. Can I try Gus to put out the fire? Or no.
Yeah. So, I guess you just. How does your gust spell look?
The gust spell looks like she opens up her hand again. Like a lot of this magic is involving her hand, so she like literally like opens up her palm and like leans forward and like blows over her palm like she's blowing a kiss, and like the air surges from her palm to the area.
And this sort of small gust of wind just engulfs the flames, and there's a second where it kind of fans the flames and they grow larger, and then the gust is far too powerful for the very small flame inside this chest, and it just goes out. Whatever was inside was alight for a little while, but now the chest is no longer on fire, and you're able to look inside. As you head over, the thing which was on fire was another red robe. It is now completely burnt along the sort of back of it, and unusable in any real way. It's just a sort of a burnt rag now. Pulling the thing out and avoiding the kind of hot sides of this smouldering chest, you find 2 potions underneath red and a ring which appears to be sort of stone, like a polished stone ring.
Okay, well she's gonna pick up the robe and just like kind of yell at them like, I found a red robe, and she's gonna pocket the rest because she doesn't have time to investigate the rest since they're like in a hurry to chase after Damien.
All right, and then the others, do you leave now?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Sort of roll my eyes and just bling through the chest and make my way out the door.
Okay. And you head downstairs and out the front and kind of just after Damien
like
in
where,
general.
yeah, where I thought he went. I'm running even further because she took so long. No offense, but yeah, just waste our time. So we have to run.
Okay. And running down the stairs, you head out into the street and start making your way back around to because this is kind of at the back of the inn, so you'd have to move around to the rear, the road that runs along the rear of the inn itself. As you do so, we'll cut back to Damien, who is running as fast as he can.
I look behind me real quick and I don't see them. Do I? Do I see them?
Nope.
All right. I just literally just darting towards the north. Do I see anything? Roll persuade or
Yeah,
perception.
give me a perception check. And an athletics check to see how fast you're running today. Alright, he's running. Sprinting as fast as he can and keeping an eye out for Carthel Reed or somebody moving at superhuman speed. And yeah, you don't see him at all, but you start heading to the north of town. I'm going to flip us over to the sort of Luskan map. And yeah, so this circle is where the Seven Sails is. So you'll be heading up this road sort of thing, like up this direction. And just sprinting as fast as you can. The entire journey, as you run from here to the end here, you don't see Carthel Reed or anyone in red robes or anyone that looks like him.
I kind of stop running and I kind of come down on my knees a little bit, huffing and puffing, and I kind of look left and look right, and I look behind me again. Do I see them?
No.
So where am I at right now on the map?
You'll be at the very top end here. So previously when you went to see the Frankenstein ripoff, the Frankenbeans, he was just in front of the Winter Palace here. So you will have run past this Winter Palace, which is a great big kind of open area with lots of white spires. As you run past that, you come back out onto a more sort of main road, which heads upwards towards the bridge that you previously swam under with Leo. when you.
I'm gonna
hand it over.
actually walk up towards that bridge,
Mhm.
and while I'm walking up that way, I'm gonna be looking for any kind of either guard or somebody that looks like they probably know something.
I mean, there are generally guards around. You can grab one. They're just sort of pacing up and down.
I kind of casually walk up to one of the guards and kind of look at him for a second. I'm like, "Sir, may I bother you for 1 second?
Certainly. What's the matter?
Chance that you saw," and I describe once again to him. I give the full description of our friend, and then I kind of sit there for a minute and I kind of huff really hard, kind of keel over a little bit from having to run. Like you can really tell, I'm like I really wore myself out, and I kind of look up at him after I say it.
And I have no dice. Yeah, there's one there. He sort of shakes his head. I'm afraid I haven't seen him. Is there something the matter? Did he steal something from you, or?
No, he's just a friend. I lost him. I can't find him, and to be honest, I'm a little worried about him.
I'll keep an eye out, I suppose. Do you think he
would
came this way?
Thank you. And I kind of nod to him, and I don't even really give him a chance to talk again. I just kind of walk away, and I continue to walk towards the north gate. And if you let me get there, I get to the water, and I stop at the bridge.
Yep, yeah, you can get to the bridge. The bridge leads across to the north gate itself. So this bridge literally just takes you to the gate, which leads out of the city of Luskan and then onwards into the northern portions of Faerun. So are you going to kind of chill out by the north gate? Do you want to give me a perception check as you arrive?
I just kind of go up and kind of lean over, kind of look at the water, and still kind of catching my breath because I was like using all my energy, even though it was only a 6th athletics. It's just I'm so fat apparently, and now I'm just kind of keeled over the bridge.
It's been a busy few days. Yeah, give me a perception check.
It's been a busy few days. You said perception, right?
Yes, please. 10. Yeah, you don't see anything out of the ordinary here. It doesn't really look like the guards are flustered by somebody who's come passing through. The handful of guards which are across the bridge at the other end of the north gate just kind of seem to be milling around like they haven't even opened the gate today. A couple of them are sort of kicking dust, just sort of chatting to one another. But you wait here for the others to arrive, and assuming you guys, the other three, are just sort of heading north as well, do you think you guys would have headed to the north gate, or will you just go north and then get lost?
I'm following Leo.
Leo?
Yeah. Well, I'm heading to. I would assume that, because since we would be heading towards the north gate as well. Up the same path. Because that's the only way they could have gone out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And as you approach the bridge, you see sort of forlorn-looking Damien.
Damien!
I'm very keeled over, and I look literally dead tired, and I don't even really I don't pay any attention to him. Obviously I probably heard him, but I just kind of throw an arm up and I'm like, "Ugh."
Oh God, you lazy dragon! What are you doing? Where'd he go?
He calls me lazy, and I kind of like I literally swing my head like I was whipping my hair at him, and I'm like, and I just kind of groan again and go back to what
Damien, this is not the time for rest. Where did he go?
Time for rest. You asking me like I know. I've looked everywhere. Came north. I've asked the gods. I've looked everywhere that I could go, and
Oh God.
I haven't asked these gods up here, and I port towards the north gate. If he left, then again, there's other gates he could have left out of. I couldn't keep up with him. No clue where he's at. Why do you think I'm breathing like this?
Oh, God,
Kind of
'cause
look at him again and kind of drench my head back down over the bridge again, and just continuing to kind of breathe.
All right, so we lost him. Good, great. Now what? What do we do now?
I don't say anything. I just sit there and continue to try to catch my breath.
Well, want me to meet someone back at Rat Alley? Or was that at midnight? Do we know what time it is? Can I look and see what time it is?
Yeah, it's sort of dusk. The sun is setting.
Dorora's
What?
like thinking very hard at this moment, by the way. She's pretty much ignoring them all.
Well, either we keep looking for this man or we go back to Rat Alley and we payment. If he's gone, there's nothing else we can do.
He killed Mayna. We know that.
We don't know if she's
And we
dead
let
or
him
not.
get away.
We
Well-
don't know if she's dead or not.
Kind
Well,
of turn
wherever
my
she
head
is,
towards
he
the
knows.
conversation. I don't think. What makes you think that she's dead? Why do you have to be so negative?
Bro,
He
what
might be
he
playing
said.
games with us.
Well, either way, he knows where she is. We don't.
Yes, but did you chase after him? Did you jump out the window?
I didn't know because
Yes, exactly. I've tried to keep up with him.
no, yeah.
Did it just disappear, Damien?
I don't know. You got to remember that he was out the window, and by time he was out the window, he was already gone by time I got down there. So I grabbed one person, and they said he went north. I asked how fast he was going, and they said he literally was there and gone in the blink of an eye.
All right, all right. Yeah, there's no point in running around. Who gave you the information about this man?
Kind of look over Leo real quick, like up and down, like really kind of annoyed at this point, and I go, I grabbed the first person that I saw. I
Yeah,
grabbed
yes.
them. I shook them a little. I said,
Uh-huh.
did you see exclamation point this person? And then they said he went north. And then what did I do? I actually threw him and I went north.
Well, he's not north. We're as far north as we can go in this town.
Sit there for a second. I look him up and down again and I go, you realize that he was a mage.
Yes.
He could be anywhere. That
Exact.
spell could have done anything. He could be gone from this town. I feel like you're upset with me still that I didn't catch him. Offended by it.
I'm not upset at you. It's just that we really need to find this man if he knows where Mayna is.
Well, I guess we start looking, but it's getting dark and we have to meet back with Peanut. Probably going to want to tell him this exact situation. Because I think we have our answers based off what we just had happen. And I think we stick with what our goal was. And I think we go back to Peanut. And I think we tell them what happened. And after that, I think we worry about it. Because something tells me deep inside that we're not going to be seeing this man. I mean, that we're going to be seeing him most likely again very soon. Regardless of looking for him.
Fine. Yes, I am all for that idea.
Kind of stoically
I
look
look-
over at Caval.
Yeah, same.
No. All right, then let's head back. And
Time
Try
we
and help
get
him
there,
up.
it might be midnight.
She like literally Doris still hasn't like, but she's just still thinking, and she's just like, what if he's still around? Like, what if he's still around here, guys? Like, he could be still here. We don't know.
But he could also not, no?
There's only one way to find out. And at that time, Brett, can I use detect magic to see if he's around?
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
Ooh.
I think detect magic can be cast as a ritual, so you can spend 10 minutes to sit and slowly cast it, and it won't use up a spell slot. If you'd rather do that, just for the
Yeah,
record, or you can be like, bam, I'll do it now.
Yeah, she would rather spend 10 minutes. She turns to look at them and she's just like, guys, just hold on, please, just for a few minutes. Like, I promise we're gonna try to get some answers here for you guys. And she like, you know, touches the emblem on her forehead and then like literally sits down Indian style in a spot and like starts really like kind of meditating and speaking like in a unknown like tongue, not even known to her.
And for 10 minutes, she sits and kind of channels this thing. So detect magic lets you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of where you are, and also to kind of work out what that magic was. When you finish casting the spell, kind of finish with your ritual, you get like a sense that there is no real magic in and around your area. But give me an Arcana check. Yeah, nothing within 30 feet of you, nothing that was possibly here recently-ish, and no sense of what magic he used and stuff like that.
Gone. And like,
Yeah,
so she slowly gets up and she just shakes her head and looks at them. And doesn't say anything.
Was there nothing on the ring either that you picked up?
Did you say you
Oh.
looked at the ring?
She
Oh no,
has.
it just detect around. I was just wondering if that
Oh,
detects it.
if it picks up the ring? No.
Yeah, like it's that's magic stuff.
No. It picks up any magical items that you've got, but I don't think you've got any, have you? Apart from
Well, except-
Damien's ring. Damien has a ring which you recognize.
My ribbon.
Ah, that's true. Yeah, tell you what. I'll...
So the polished stone didn't have any magic on it. Is what you're
No,
telling
that's
me.
just a stone ring that is probably worth some money. It's a really nicely polished stone
Okay.
that you could sell on. But it doesn't have any magical properties to it.
Alright.
Damien has a ring on which allows him to speak Goblin for an hour while he has it on. And
Right.
Leo, you get the properties of Leo's hot pink ribbon. So Leo has an item on him that, I mean, we already know what it does, but it gives him extreme fortitude towards certain types of poison. What it does mechanically is that when wearing the ribbon, you have advantage on saving throws against poison. So if I say
We don't know that, right? We haven't established that our characters at all.
Well, Dorora now knows it.
now.
Yeah.
she knows that
now.
that whoever is attuned to that hot pink ribbon will have a magical
Okay.
bonus to resisting poison.
Right, I clap my hands together. That was a waste of time. Maybe we should go back to. Come on,
Indeed.
Damien.
I kind of shuffle myself up and I'm like, to be honest, I'm not even really sure what just happened, but I feel a lot better now. And I've like completely caught my breath and I look extremely like invigorated. And I'm just like, all right. And I just start walking towards where I know Peanut's at. And like, I don't pay any regard to anybody. All right, let's go.
Dorora kind of kicks at the dirt as she's like trailing behind the group, and she's like, well, "At least I tried." And but low enough so Cabal can't hear her. But like she's like trailing behind the group because she obviously feels like separate from them.
Okay. And where are you guys heading?
To where Peanut's at.
Alley.
All the way down
Alley,
to
right?
Rat Alley. Sort of taking an extremely leisurely pace. You have like 3 hours to kill.
Oh.
Crying out loud.
It, like if you take a very slow walk, it would probably be like a
Is there any
max,
way
like
I
an
can
hour.
can I detour to get to the water's edge?
What do you?
We-
Yeah?
yeah.
I mean, you're right, basically right
need
next
to
to
fill
the
up
water's
my-
edge.
Well, I need to fill up my gauntlets. I'm assuming I don't know how to do it, so I just submerge both my fists into the water, looking over my shoulder.
I mean,
Right.
you can climb down to the water where you are literally stood by the bridge. There's a ladder which takes you down to a lower level, which is right next to the water's edge. If you wanted to do that like right now, it's the
Yes,
ladder that,
I would
that
like to
Leo
go down
and
there and fill up.
thingy climbed up. Okay, yeah. So for seemingly no reason whatsoever, Caval just starts climbing down the ladder near you guys down to the lower level underneath the bridge. And fills up some gauntlets. Okay, no one does anything. So you just
I
fill
just-
these
well,
things
I
up.
was about to say, I was waiting. I was like, I'm just gonna follow her over and just watch what she's doing. That's all I was gonna do.
I mean, you just watch her, and she just sort of. There's like a couple of things that you can pull upwards on the back of these gauntlets that would let you just sort of fill these things up with water. Again,
Ah,
they work
okay.
very much like a kettle or an iron. You know, you can kind of just put water in it and then you see like a fill level
Oh,
on the
perfect.
side. Once you do it though, you notice that these things start to come to life, and
Oh, Jesus.
there's like a couple of little cogs on the side which just start moving, and there are a couple of very small pistons along the backs of the hands sort of thing of these gauntlets which start moving very slowly up and down, and there's a very small sort of steam like just some small steam coming
Oh,
off of the back of these
okay.
things. When you
Well-
sort of use them, there are like much larger holes which open up and push out lots more steam, and they sort of jettison the things forward. But at the
Well, I
moment they're
know
just kind
that-
of very slowly working as like a steam work gauntlet.
Damien's down here with me.
Yeah, I think everyone's just there
And-
watching you, right?
Dora kind of walks
Hey.
off, and she like starts heading to the alley by herself. Like she don't give a fuck about these guys. Like she's off on her own. She's salty.
I'm gonna look at Damien like, hey, check this out, because I know he's interested in science and stuff. I can see him looking at my gauntlets. Damien, check this out. And I'm gonna cock my fist back and just, I guess I activate them however I activate them, and I want to punch the wall.
All right. So give it a go. Give me an attack roll with the
With the fear?
gauntlets. Let's see if they work, because I've had to make
Right.
these.
Damien, check this out. And
Oh
do
no,
you-
they don't. Damn it! I was hoping that they would just do the thing that they need to do. Roll me a d2.
okay.
That's a d12.
Oh, is that? I'm an idiot. Sorry. Wait, how do I? There's no two.
I think you just
There is
type
no
it in
two.
manually, right?
Is it
Yeah.
slash
Yeah.
RD2? Right?
Hang on. Try it. Yeah, that's it. Try it. So this is so essentially what happens here is so these things work. You just roll a d2, and if it's a 1, you miss. If it's a 2, you critically hit. And you bring this thing back, and you're like, check this out. And then as you swing it forward, the cogs on the side start spinning a lot faster, and then the pistons go start moving very, very quickly, and then it's sort of like it's like rocket propelled now. This thing just launches forward. It brings your arm forward. You're not prepared for it to do this. It almost like jars your shoulder out of the socket, and you just whoop, and it just sort of spins you in a full circle, and you land on your butt.
Ah,
I meant to do
I
that.
look down at
slow
her.
clap.
as he's clapping, I look down at her and I go, I don't know whether I should be impressed or I should be laughing at you.
I mean, the
no,
the
nothing.
gadget's cool.
Are
I
you trying
stand
to
up.
hit
Just,
the wall?
you know what?
That's
It
like
doesn't
60
matter.
feet
We
tall.
have somewhere to go, Leo. We have somewhere to go.
Oh,
Trying to
I
hide
I
your
look
face
over and I
or
go,
front
no, yeah,
washing.
but we have, and I look up at the sky and I go, we have. Why are you freaking out? We have plenty of time.
yes,
no,
but
no,
where's
we've got
Aurora?
somewhere to go. Where's Aurora? Yes, good question, Leo. I start making my way up the ladder.
Yeah, Dorora's kind of
Wiping
ahead
up
of
dust.
you guys, sulking, arms crossed.
For her
we can
shirt.
See, can we see her salt away?
I
Like, where is she gone?
I don't think you were moving any incredible pace, right?
yeah, no, she was like she just walked away. It wasn't like a speedy retreat or anything.
No skipping. Okay.
No skipping.
Yeah, you can catch up
Salty
with
skipping.
her. The salty ski.
Um.
Salty sorcerer.
Oh yeah. Aurora, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Let's just go do the thing that we need to do in a couple hours.
Why do you
Oh.
sound so upset?
Yeah. Why are you not skipping?
Are we
Yep.
supposed to skip? Is that what I'm supposed to do here? Is that my job?
You seem aggravated. I'm just saying. I'm getting some vibes of uncomfortness.
And she like whirls around and like faces them, and she's pissed. She's like, Are you getting some vibes? Like, is that what you're doing? Because
No,
you
it's,
know,
uh,
am I wasting your time? Am I not included here? Did I not kill a couple people for you guys or anything? I mean, you guys are so ungrateful for everything that I've done so far.
no, that's not what I said. I was just trying to. You seem
cock
angry.
my
Maybe
head
we
to the
can
side.
talk about it if you're angry.
I don't want to talk about it. She turns back around and she just walks on.
As she goes to walk away, I go, "Excuse me.
What?
What do you mean we haven't been grateful? What do you feel we haven't been grateful for?"
And she turns back around and she points at Caval. She's like, I picked up that bracelet for you. And then you're just going to be rude to me.
You do,
I don't have to put up with
I
it.
you
look
do
over.
She
understand.
turns back around.
I look over at both of them, and I kind of like put my hands up, kind of like in emotion. I go back and I start kind of walking backwards a little bit. I go, "Oh, I see that this has nothing to do with me or Leo," and I kind of walk back and I mumble,
I'll follow his lead and be like, I don't want to. Back off.
You do understand, Aurora, that our friend is missing, right? You do understand that I am upset by this. I saw you pick up the bracelet. We've only just met you. You could have swiped it.
Do I really seem like the type of person who would swipe something when I could have killed you in your sleep? Last night, even? No, I don't.
Our friend has gone missing, and I need you to understand that I'm upset. I'm scared for her safety. She might have thrown up on me the first night we met, but I liked her, and she's gone.
And like
I need-
Aurora's demeanor softens, and she's just like, "We're gonna find your friend. We're gonna find your friend, okay? You don't have to be."
I'm sorry if I came across. I'm sorry if I came across as rude. The tensions were high. I got blood on my boots.
And
it's
at
just
that
not been
point-
a very good day.
Aurora like gestures to her torn shirt and all the blood on her. Yeah, okay. You got blood on your boots, and look at me. It's fine. It's whatever. We're fine.
And I raise my fist for like a handshake. I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable. I didn't mean to.
And Aurora like, she goes over and tries to shake the steaming.
Giant hand.
Okay, but I promise we're gonna find your friend.
Thank you. All right, boys, come on.
And you start heading through the. Give me a direction in terms of on this map, which way you're kind of moving.
I guess. Like, who's leading the way?
I think you are
Okay.
now because
Like, are you moving
Oh.
along the riverfront, or are you going to move through the city towards Rat Alley?
Yeah, I think I want to go along the riverfront. It's a nice night. The sun's setting. I want to take a nice stroll and just enjoy the peace that we have for this time.
Okay.
Oh wait, can we go past that man who sold the flutes and all that? I'd like to see if he's still awake. That was by the riverfront, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the sort of marketplace here.
Yeah. All right. I just want to swing by.
Okay. Moving along the riverfront as the sun sort of sets and you sort of make your way slowly, take your time. Getting to the marketplace, you see that most of the stalls have packed up and either left or are unmanned now with nothing on them. However, the old man is sat on his sort of little mat, though his little stall that he had with all the bits and pieces on it has gone. He's just sat on the sort of rug by himself, kind of thing, just looking over a couple of smaller items.
Hello. It's me, Leo. Remember?
No, I don't remember you. Little old man looks up at you, confused.
Well, we spoke before about a flute that was mine
Oh,
that you had.
you told me to hold it and you'd be back, and you never came
Yes.
back.
And I'm back now. Ta-da!
Well, I'm closed for business for the day, as you can see.
How about the flute, though?
The flute.
Yes, my flute that I've asked you to hold on to.
It's my flute.
What?
It's not your flute. I paid good money for
What?
that flute.
Yeah, of course, but if I were to buy it from you.
Well, then it would be your flute.
Exactly. 'Cause now we're getting somewhere. So where is it?
It's with my things, tucked away and hidden.
Okay. Can I buy it?
Give me a persuasion check.
Uh, hup. Give it here, old fart.
Yes, yes. Please wait here. And he slowly gets up to his feet and sort of on shaky legs. He's not wearing a lot of like clothing for such a cold night. The brisk sort of winter chill setting in, and he heads off out of the market area beyond the sort of prisoners' carnival area and into an alleyway, and then you're left waiting. And full dark sets in as you stand there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You guys do anything?
In that 10 minutes, I sit down where I'm at. And when I sit down where I'm at, kind of like hunker down, and I just kind of like, I look like I'm thinking a lot. It's all about the sign.
Anyone else doing anything?
Well,
I'm just,
go ahead.
I'm just looking at my Lynn with.
Is your
Mind
mic
me a
cutting
bit-
out? Or you
Uh-huh.
just...
Hear
Oh,
that?
is
At
it?
the mic. I wasn't crazy.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you
Hello.
hear me? Oh,
I
I'm
wanna
just
say
playing
again.
with my gloves.
Okay. Yeah, after about 10
Uh,
minutes, there's a...
No, I want to see what he has though on the like if there's anything else of interest.
Oh no,
that
he
is
just
on the
he's just
carpet.
his little rug. He had like a
Oh, I
couple
thought
of
he had some. Okay.
things in his hands, but he sort of took them with him. They were just
Okay.
like little trinkets in his hands, like tiny little things. Yeah, after about 10 minutes, he comes back and he's got the flute in hand.
Mm.
It's the good-looking one. It's the one that did originally belong to you, and he holds it out. Now, what was the agreed upon price? I think 100 gold.
Oh my! What?
It's little joke. I think 15 gold for this one.
No, I think it was 5. I'm pretty sure. Right, Damien? It was 5, right? Yeah. Okay. Yes, 5.
The old man sits down, hands you the flute. Go on then, 5 gold.
All right, and I give him his 5 gold.
Thanks very much. He
Oh no, thank you. Thank you.
pockets the gold, lays down on his little rug, and goes to sleep.
I'm fiddling away as we're rocking.
Give me a performance check. Nice. The flute is not damaged and is just as good as it was before, and you have a flute back, so you can add flute to your inventory as you have
Yes.
regained the flute, which was stolen from you by a prostitute.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's been about an hour or so, and you guys actually get the benefit of a short rest if you would like to roll hit dice to regain HP. You can do that. You
What?
can roll as
Roll
many as
what?
you want, but you only have one hit dice. If you've lost HP, you can roll a hit
Oh, I
die
haven't.
to
How
just
many can I roll?
naturally regain one. You only have one. You have as many as you have for levels. You get 1 HP back.
Son of a bitch.
Yours says, does yours say a D plus 2? Oh no, it doesn't. You're good. And yeah, Dorora, you get 5
Thank
HP back.
God.
Wish,
I always get messed up.
if you click under, you'll see under the bit where you can write in on the Roll20, where you could type into that chat box. You'll see
Mhm.
it says as Wish Philly or Fee. You can drop down that and
Oh, yeah,
click
yeah.
Dorora, and it will roll you as Dorora then. Okay, what do you guys want to do now?
I kind of sit there. I kind of look around. Are you not?
Nothing.
Everyone
Well,
keeps
we're
cutting
not
out
still
for
by
me.
Dragon Alley, right? We're
No,
still
you're in the market area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at them and I was just like, kind of like a shall we? Like, are you not?
Yep,
Hmm.
yep.
We're good.
All for it. Let's
Get up.
go.
Walking.
All right, so you guys start heading out again towards the alleyway where you first met Peanut, and he gave you this task. And yeah, if you're just sort of casually strolling, it's probably another 20 minutes, half an hour before you arrive. Heading into the alleyway, it's pitch dark. There's a little bit of sort of moonlight filtering down, but it doesn't illuminate anything in the alleyway. Assuming you all head in, give me perception checks.
Okay.
That's my worst. Oh, never mind.
Gonna probably roll a 2 because I'm awful tonight. Come on, you son of a...
Yeah,
Woo!
you head into this. Who has dark vision? Anyone?
I
No
do.
one, I think. Oh.
I do.
Oh yeah, Dorora does now. We have a dark visioner,
I do
half
not.
elf. So, Dorora, you have advantage on this. So that's a 21. Heading into the alleyway, you look to the area where you normally find Peanut, and he's actually sat there. He's just sat there chilling out, and as you guys approach, Dorora, you notice him look up. Everyone else is just kind of dark. Kaval, you see him as you get a lot closer, but basically you're on top of him before you realize. Whereas Dorora, you notice him all the way up the alleyway. As you approach, he kind of looks up at the sky, looks back at you, and says, "Well, you're quite early, aren't you?"
I look over.
Lucky
Thanks,
for you, I've
Icky.
just finished up a bit of business with somebody else.
Oh?
Is that him? I can't see anything.
Yep,
Is that-
that's
it's-
Peanut.
Okay. Thank you.
You're probably
I will
just
try
about
to.
be able to make him out in the gloom.
Yeah, I will try to light a candle or something. I guess if it's super dark.
All right, yeah, you
or a
can
lantern or something.
sit there and kind of, yeah, illuminate the area, and it's just Peanut. Again, he's just a very thin-looking gentleman. He's got a mostly shaven head with some tattoos along it, one of which is, of course, that strange raven-looking creature with a peanut in his beak. Other than that, he looks like Pony Punch, which was a retcon that we did in
Ooh, yeah.
episode 1. Pony Punch the pirate, imagine. Sat in sort of maroon robes. He sort of looks up at each of you and says, "Rethnor says to give you this big bag of gold for a job half done. You get half the agreed upon amount, so there's 150 gold pieces in there," and he lobs it up at Leo.
Oh, thank you.
He also pulls out this small woven patch about the size of a hand, and he says, "If you show this at the front gate, they'll let you come and go as you please without queuing up with the rabble." And he hands that to you as well, Leo.
No, we could have used that earlier.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
Get into a bit of trouble with the guards, did you?
Leo had his out
Yeah, I'm
for
quite
a little while.
aware of everything you've been up to. He kind of smiles across each of you, and then
Well,
he,
there's something I want to ask you, Peanut.
Hmm.
What is with this Carthel fellow? Who is he? What is he?
who the feck is Cartel? What?
Is it Carthel Reed?
Who's Cartel Reed?
He's the one that put the hit out on your man.
Red Robes.
We Red Robes.
That's
we
his
found
name.
him. That's his name, Carthel Reed.
Cartel Reed. Cartel Reed. Nope, ain't
He
never heard
looks-
of him.
Well, it's him. I found a set of red robes in his room, and we've seen him. And he said we knew too much.
So, it's not over then.
It's not over.
You disposed of his bodyguards, but he managed to flee.
Do you know where he went?
We're
Damien?
working on that.
You going after him then?
He had Maynard's bracelet on him.
What's that? The
Remember
little
the little
halfling.
halfling we were with? Aye.
So we're going after him.
Listen, I'm sure Rethnor would pay handsomely for his head.
Oh,
If you want
How
to.
much
Look
is
over to
handsomely?
Leon.
What do
Like
you
an estimate?
mean Rethno would pay handsomely for his head?
Well, if this is the guy that's planning to kill Rethnor, and he's possibly still planning to kill Rethnor, I'm more than sure that my boss would pay you very well for
Well, I mean,
stopping this guy.
here's the thing. We're probably going after him no matter what happens here. But here's the thing is that we have no clue where he's at, and he's a bloody mage.
Hey,
Ours.
because she takes offense to that, and she like just throws up her hand. She's like, look, and once again looks at Peanut and's like, we're going to find him. So
Hmm.
yes,
I look over, I'm like, I didn't mean that in offense.
Not all mages, all
Yeah,
right?
I don't mean it in all mages are bad, but he is a bloody mage.
even though she's a sorcerer, it's still the same to her.
So,
I look over after hearing that in my own head, and I wait and I pause and go, wait, you're a sorcerer.
We still tap into magic, all right? Just
Yeah, but you're not a mage.
it's the same. Just
They are not the
what-
same.
It's the just hush, okay?
I will not.
God, Damien. Okay, we're still going after him. See, yeah, I mean, I'll take the money for going after him.
well,
I kind of interrupt her. I stand in front. I go, yeah, and so will I. I'll take the money as well.
And so will I.
right.
And my axe.
And
Yeah,
my
exactly.
bow. So, here's what'll probably happen. We'll put out a warrant on this guy, and you're sure 100% that he's trying to kill Captain Rethnor.
Are we though? Did we establish that at all?
You said we knew too much, so
Yeah,
take
but,
that as you
you know.
will.
Sounds suspicious enough for me. I'll put out a warrant for his head. If you can claim that warrant, you can claim the money. How's that sound?
Wait. Why would you put a warrant out for his head and then somebody else has the chance to get to it before us?
Well, there's a much wider net if I put the warrant out city-wide.
But
Yeah, he's
why?
not doing us a favor. He just wants him killed.
That's true.
Wait,
Well, here's
can,
the thing is, kind of like to get a hold of him and
This is quite personal.
well, do you think that we could actually, if somebody else does catch him before we do you think that we could speak to him? Can we have your word on that?
Well, I can't give you my word unless I'm the one who actually finds him, but I'll see what I can do with my men at least.
All
I
right.
want
you
to
know-
threaten this. I want to intimidate him a little bit. I'm going to smash my fist against the wall. We want your word that you're going to keep him alive.
Listen, I'll keep him alive if I or the Rethnor crew find him, but I don't control anyone else. If there's a warrant out and somebody claims it, there's not much I can do. I don't run this town.
I'll do it, but here's the thing. I think the fact that you're putting the warrant out is a bad idea. Only based on the fact that if he's here, wouldn't he just...
Wouldn't he just what? I think your
Yeah,
mic
shut
cut
up.
out.
Oh, I said leave town.
Well, are you sure he hasn't left town already?
Well, if he hasn't, don't you think he would if he saw all the wanted signs up for his own self?
Well, he knows he's being hunted by you.
But we're only 4 people, not an entire city of pirates.
Thing is,
I'm just saying.
I want him
that maybe
dead or
we should
gone.
Think of a better idea.
Dead or gone, either way, for me. If it scares him off, so be it.
And you do what you have to. Hopefully, we find him.
No, we will find him.
And we will kill him.
Kill? You can kill him when I'm done with him.
I mean, you do know he killed Maynard, right?
We,
You
Right.
are.
Don't know Maynard is dead.
You don't know that.
I'm fairly sure. Okay, what if that is the case? Will you still keep him alive?
Well, we'll
Find
take
out. When we
turns.
find him.
Either way, how will we find him? Peanut, you didn't even know who it was, right?
No, I saw him that one night in the Cutlass.
So you don't know who might know who it is then?
You say he's a mage. That worries me a little. If he's involved with the Arcane Brotherhood, then we might all be in trouble, because you don't want to mess with them. No. I don't know. Do you know where he was from? Didn't sound like he was from here.
I don't think he said, did he?
I don't think he spoke much, Brad. I kind of sit there and I cross my arms and I kind of look at Peanut and everybody else again and I'm like, well, I guess we're not going to be doing a lot by sitting here and talking. I think maybe it'd be a good idea for us to get a full night's rest. And maybe wake up in the morning once all these posters are up and see what's about.
I want
as
to know
long
more
as
about
he's-
this Arcane Brotherhood.
Yeah, as long as he is in town, we can't waste time.
I don't think you do want to know more about this Arcane Brotherhood.
Do I know about it?
I think we already rolled this, but give me a history check since it's been 2 weeks and no one knows anything. You don't
Good
know
roll.
much other than that they're a sort of wizards guild that are run from. So you see on this map, there's a place called the Host Tower of the Arcane. It's kind of a wizards guild that's run out of that, though they're a very powerful wizards guild. That's probably all you know on a 9.
Okay.
Well, I
Guys,
think we should investigate this Arcane Brotherhood.
I
Well,
don't
you
think
That's
said
we
you
our
should.
stayed
only
on the
lead.
Cutlass, right?
well, he's long gone now, but I
We,
I think we can manage.
we might
Um,
know someone at the Cutlass, right?
Peanut's kind of shaking his head and looking up at you like, I really don't think you should do that.
It's the only lead we have. This is the only way we're going to find this man.
Well, just because he's a magic user doesn't mean he's part of the Brotherhood. You got a mage right here. Are you part of the Brotherhood there?
I'm not a mage.
You use magic, don't you?
Wow. Peen, I did not.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm not part of the Brotherhood.
See? It's pretty tough going getting into that there Brotherhood. It's the best of the best. If he was part of the Brotherhood, I doubt he'd be skulking around and hiding out in the Seven Sails and stuff. I can't imagine that he's gonna have any trouble killing Captain Rethnor if he's a Brotherhood mage. He'd do it himself. Wouldn't need to hire these willy boys. They're nasty folks. And they're everywhere. In my
I
opinion,
think
I'd
we're
steer
I'm
clear.
concerned about how this is all going to play out, and I still would just like to go to sleep.
Well, don't you agree we cannot waste time if he's still in town?
That's if he's still in town.
Are we going to
Listen.
find him in the dock?
Peanut, I think you should put up your warrant posters. It'll at least keep him out of town and keep Ragnar safe a little bit longer.
But we don't know where he's gone or where he's going. We have no leads on this guy whatsoever.
That's what I mean. We should find out as much information as we can while he's possibly still in town, before we set up the posters.
He's a magic. You're a magic user. What do you do?
Where do you guys hang out?
I apparently hang out in alleyways talking to a guy named Peanut.
Touche.
Well, you said someone had seen him at the Cutlass, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you might know someone there, no?
What about this? I'll put some feelers out. And if I find out anything, I'll let you know.
All right.
You do your own
And we can
investigation,
get some rest.
and I'll ask around tonight. See if I can find something for you,
Thank you.
Yes.
since you've been so kind in helping me out so far and done a mostly good job.
Continue to do our best.
Can
So-
I put out my hand? I hope, like, for the gold he owes us.
He's already paid you, Leo's got
Gave it.
Yeah, no, he
Oh.
threw it to me. I have it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Where will you be staying?
Just checking. I don't think we're welcome in the Seven Sails anymore. I look at Damien.
Kind of look back over it and I'm like, what?
The whole window incident.
What window? You talking about when we jumped out of it?
Yeah. we
What
might
about
have
it?
to
Why
pay.
would we not go back there? We didn't break the window.
Well, they don't know that. We were the last they saw coming out of that room, Blee.
Yes, but doesn't mean we should be blamed for something we didn't do.
We walk out of a room and we leave a smashed window and corpses scattered about.
Yes.
They
Remember what
might...
town we're in, right?
You have a point. All right then.
I mean, we don't have to go anywhere you don't want to, but I'm pointing out that most
I'm just saying.
likely not going to matter to.
I don't know anyone in this town that won't cover something up for enough gold.
My
Alright,
point.
well,
Exactly.
7 Sails then.
The Seven Sails?
If I find anything, I'll either come and find you or send someone. But, have a good night's sleep. Good luck.
Sorry.
Thanks very much.
Good night.
And
good
good
night, good
hunting.
Good night. Sleep well.
He just sort
I
of
That's
walk
settles
away with
back.
them.
And does Peanut leave?
He sort of just settles back in his little area that he has, that he sits in.
Well, when we get out of earshot range of him, I still think we should work out what's going on with this Arcane Brotherhood. I think this is the only lead that we have on this guy.
Well, I mean, Damien, how do you feel? Do you need a rest?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no reason to. And I kind of sit there for a minute. I start walking away, and at the same time, I throw my hand in there. I'm like, "There's no reason for us to not get a night's sleep. We're not going to find anything this late." I continue to walk towards the Seven Sails, but kind of a little bit away from them. And I continue to talk, and I'm just like, "I don't. What will we get done right now?
More than if we do nothing.
What's something?"
Maybe some information.
Listen, I think Caval's right. We do need to find out about the Arcane Brotherhood. I know Peanut's a little scared of them, but I feel like there's so much more to the story. And like she's already processed because she didn't tell anybody that she saw the glimmer from the illusion of the guy.
Mhm.
So she like knows she has that lead, but she hasn't shared it with anybody yet. So she's gonna eventually get to that. But
All right. How about Damien? If
Yes?
you go back to the Seven Sails,
Yes. What about it?
and we will keep on searching.
All right. Well, I'm going to head there and get sleep. That's what I need to do. Very certain
right.
that all of you should do the same.
he might be right.
Oh gosh.
You
All
tell
right.
me the cons of staying up and the pros, and I'll tell you the cons.
And Dora just like raises her hand. She's like, I'm the only person with dark vision, and I vote sleep.
I've
All
got
right.
a lantern. But fine. No, yes. Since Peanut is looking for information, we can sleep. We don't have to do it.
Fine. We'll go back. You can rest. Let's just rest. Let's just forget about our missing friend. Forget
It
about
is-
the man that tried to
Peanut is
kill
Forget
us.
missing
about
it.
our missing friend? Excuse you. What do you mean?
We could sleep or we could do something about it.
But I just asked what the pros of not sleeping were and looking for. What do you want to do? Speak up.
I think it's a waste of time sleeping. I think we should get out there and start searching.
And where are we going to go? Where do you want to search? What are you going to do?
I don't know, Damien.
And then why are we
I
sitting here
don't
wasting
know.
time? We could sleep on it and wake up and figure it out.
I don't like feeling helpless.
Well, right now, what are we going to do? You're helpless, and so are we. You're going to have to just deal with it.
Fine. Lead the way.
Kind of look at her for a second, and kind of almost like a distaste, but also kind of like a sadness, because I wasn't trying to be like upsetting or mean or anything like that, and kind of humph, and I kind of, well, all right then. I walk away.
Okay, where are you going?
I believe they're going to the
Seven sails.
Everyone.
Stills, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you make your way disgruntled and confused a little bit, and you head up to the Seven Sails, and the front door is, as usual, open. And again, you walk in, you see the tavern kind of busy at this hour. There's quite a few people in there, and there's a person sat at the front desk. It is this time a completely different person. It is a woman. And as you head in, she looks up to you and says, hello, welcome to the Seven Sails Inn. How can I help?
And I kind of look her over for a second. I goes, like to have one room for us, please. If that's available at it.
And how many beds in the room?
Are we all sleeping? And I kind of look back at all.
Yes, I will be resting.
4. I don't even let the other 2 answer.
We don't have any rooms with 4 beds in. We have a room with 3 beds.
We'll take it.
Okay. And she brings out a large ledger and a quill and ink. And what would your names be?
How much is the room?
The room is 6 gold for one evening.
All right, my name,
Wait.
Damien.
Too
Damien.
late.
Okay.
How about we pay you 10 gold and we don't put a name down?
She looks around. She's quite young looking, human. And she looks a little confused for a moment and then nods her head.
All right.
I lied to you. My name is actually Richard.
Joke's on you.
Does someone give her 10 gold?
Yeah, Dora is going to go ahead and give it to her.
All right, mark off 10 gold from the little section on your inventory, and she takes the gold, sort of clumsily puts it in a side pocket and says, right, Mr. Richard and party. And she hands you a very large iron key and says, it's room 14 on the second floor, right at the far end.
Okay, room 14. All right. Are we ready?
I start
Yes.
going up to the room.
Dora goes, follows him.
Yep.
Have a
Just
wonderful
silently
evening.
sulking.
And you all head up to the room. Inside are 3 individual single beds. There is also one of those sort of divans, the sort of futon sofa-y looking thing on one side that overlooks the city of Luskan, very similar to the rooms that you've stayed in here before. And yeah, there's that one singular kind of ensuite bathroom, which is little more than a wooden box. Who does what? Who
I
wants
hurry
the
up and
beds?
dib a bed.
What's-
I just run and dib a
well-
bed.
I walk over to one of the beds and I just start taking my clothes off.
I walk over to Leo and I just want to swipe his bag from him. Is he gonna let me do that?
What are you doing?
And I just start rummaging through it, looking for Maynard's
Well, I'm still
bracelet.
pulling it. I'm like, hey, but what
Oh,
is it?
oh,
What is it?
really?
What is it?
Just give
do you
me
want
the
with my
bag.
What do you want with my? But you have no idea what I have in
Can,
here.
can I just snatch it off him?
You can try if you want to do contested sleight of hand checks.
Children.
No,
Ooh.
you try it, but
What
Leo's
is it
very
you want?
small and so-
If you tell me what it is, I'll give it.
Give me the
but you're not getting
bracelet.
my. Why didn't you just say? I started rambling. Wait, here we go. That's plastic. And I pull it up, and this one here, you want? Yes.
I swipe it. Can I swipe it? Yeah.
You swipe
I'm gonna
it.
swipe it from his hand and
Relax.
Just
Jesus.
make my way over to the futon, throw myself down and just stare at it.
All right. Dorora, you getting in the bed?
Yeah, Dora takes a bed, like one close to a window or whatnot, and she's trying to be like super discreet about it, but she's still like she takes off her scarves because she wears all those scarves, but then she looks down under her shirt and she sees the holes again, and she's just so sad and upset about it. So she, she takes off the shirt and then starts going through her bag to see if she. Obviously, she has stuff under, but like she's trying to see if she can repair it, like if something's in her bag. I don't think there is, but you know.
I mean, it depends on what you've got. You tell me.
I don't think she has anything that can fix it. No, she doesn't. So she puts the shirt back on.
Okay. Who's going to sleep?
I'm going to sleep.
Dora
Yeah, I'll
will
go to sleep.
Sleep. And Kaval?
I'm gonna probably sit there for a little bit in silence, maybe like 20 or so. Probably just rest my eyes, just a little bit. Keep my guard up, but rest in my eyes.
And then sleep. I mean, you don't have to go to sleep. It's just that you don't sleep much, and I'm concerned that I'm going to have to
Yeah,
start
alright,
imposing
alright.
various
I'll
exhaustion
suddenly
levels
it hits me. It just hits me like, yeah, you're fucking tired. Shut up, Kaval. And she just passes out, heavily snoring.
on you. Cool. And as each of you falls asleep, you get the benefits of a long rest as you sleep through the entire evening, and so that will give you all of your HP back. It will give you your hit dice back, and any spells that you may have expended will also return. However, while you are asleep, you each have a very interesting singular dream. Again, you find yourselves in that kind of very cold, snowy forest, though very tranquil and very. You don't feel cold. You don't feel frightened or anything. And ahead of you again is the enormous wolf, which has this very strange symbol upon his head. He sort of looks across each of you and opens his mouth in front of you, and he says,
"Find me north of Mirabar. Tranquility will guide you to the lakeside."
and the dream fades, though you can remember it. You wake up the next day after 8 hours or so of sleep, so at least sunup. You'll naturally wake up. He doesn't sort of slam you awake like normal from these dreams, but you do come to with full recollection of this dream. You each had the same dream. And it is now daylight.
Maybe you have that damn dream with that wolf again.
Same. Although this time it spoke.
What did it say
It
to
was
you?
different. It said I was supposed to go somewhere.
Go to where?
I can't recall.
I think you said something about Mirabar.
Perhaps.
You'll
Right,
all
really can.
you'll all be aware that Mirabar is a town. Ooh, I've just realised I have something that I can give you guys. You'll be very pleased to know we have a world map now.
Hey!
And so, hang
Well, it's
on.
not that far, is it?
Yeah, you are in Luskan, and Mirabar is a very large dwarven mining town, very rich town. Not too far to the east. So you'll recognize the town of Mirabar.
Mirabai, you say?
I think that, well, there's no choice. We should go. Why? Why are we sitting here? I'm tired of sitting around doing nothing.
Are we just going to forget about Carthel?
Not really a forgetting about Castle. There's going to be wanted signs up everywhere here for him, and I'm trying to be realistic on the fact of how are we actually going to find him.
Well, Peanut might have gotten information over the night.
Let's go talk to Peanut, shall we? Oh, wait, he won't be there till midnight. Am I wrong?
No, you are right.
Well, what should we do then in the meantime? Where are we going to go? I mean, like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm obviously understanding that we've lost a friend and we also need to find this gentleman, but I've had this dream now for the last 2 to 3 days. I think I've been having it longer than that. I'm tired of thinking about what's going on right now, and I need to look at what's happening in my head.
Yeah,
I
well, have
don't
you ever
understand
considered
what's
that
happening.
the dream might not be a good thing?
Might
Why do you
not
just
be, but
consider that it is a good
It could
thing?
just be a dream.
That all of us are having?
I had it too.
what? I look over at her.
I had it
You
yesterday.
had what?
I had the dream yesterday with the wolf, and I had the dream last night with the wolf. Tranquility will
speak?
guide you. You'll find me north of Mirabar.
Yep. I heard too.
So I think that we need to go and check it out.
Why? Once again, why? Why?
Why are we all having this dream?
I cannot answer, but why would you consider it being... You don't seem to feel too cautiously about it.
Oh, I'm cautious, all right, but what?
But still you want to go exactly where the wolf is telling us to go, yeah?
I need to know.
I'd like to know too. I've been having this dream for a very long time.
Does anyone know the way to Mirabar?
Can I roll and see if I
Yeah,
do?
I want to roll too.
Yeah, you can roll me history with advantage.
Saying we're looking right at the map.
Yeah, I did. I want to roll as well.
I mean, it's kind of just like
Yeah.
fairly common knowledge
Mhm.
that there is a road. You'd go out the north gate, the one that you were at previously, and you can go via road, the Blackford Road there, or you can even charter a barge up the river. Those are the two quickest ways from Luskan to Mirabar. There's a lot of trade routes that go along that road.
Mhm.
So, to get there, we would have to exit through the north gate, yes?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is where we lost the
saw.
red-coated man, yes.
Why don't we head that way? Take a peek around. I say that in kind of like almost like a facetious way because in my head I'm just really being realistic on how the chances of finding this one man with a bunch of wanted posters in this town are.
Can I attach the little bracelet to my gauntlet somehow?
Sure.
Yeah. It's gonna be like a little charm.
Hanging off of it. Okay, so do you guys head out?
Cautiously, yes.
Yes.
All right, as you head downstairs and you come to the front desk, there's somebody sort of leaning against the doorway, and he turns around and runs towards each of you. Very small, thin-looking person in maroon colors, and he runs up to you, Leo, and says, is your name Leo? Leo Stringard? It's you, isn't it?
No.
Who's asking?
Oh, I'm such a big fan, I am. I wondered if I could get a quick little autograph here on this piece of paper. And he hands you a piece of paper with a quill, but there's writing on the paper. And he winks
What
at you
does
as
it
he
say?
hands it.
Okay, I'll take it and read it. And it says,
It says, Carthel Reed chartered a barge to Mirabar. Good
wait,
hunting.
what? Again? Carthel?
Carthel Reed chartered a barge to Mirabar. Good
Let's
hunting.
Go.
Can we
Fucking.
Okay.
can we all
I'll-
read it over his shoulder, or
Maybe. I mean, he's
I'll,
kind
okay,
this,
yeah,
this,
I'll,
it's up to Leo,
I'll,
really.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it, and I'll show it towards them because I'm assuming they're behind me. I'll
Yeah.
just
The little guy is kind of looking around, like, yeah, can you sign it quick? I've got places to be.
yeah, I'll just write like humong. Yeah, I'll just scribble something.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Yeah, no problem. Always nice to meet a fan. Which one is your favorite song of mine?
Oh, the one about the that guy with the long hair, and he fights the dragon on the top of the mountain. Oh, I love it when and he strikes him
the
down with
long-haired guy
nothing-
fighting the dragon song.
Nothing
Yes.
more than a little rock, and he just walks out and runs away.
Very well then.
and at that she kind of like steps in front of Leo, like to look him in the face, and she's just like, "So we're going to Mirabar for sure?"
Yes. For sure.
All right, where do you want to go from the Seven Sails Inn? I know you need to get to Mirabar, but you got to get to Mirabar.
Yeah, we gotta get there.
Isn't there a lake?
Well, I
No,
think
like, looking at the map.
Dora's gonna turn to them. Like, they're gonna go ahead and head north because they have to head north anyways to the bridge, right? Either to charter the barge or to go road.
Yeah, but I'm assuming could we rent a boat? I'm assuming like if the lake goes. Yeah.
Potentially.
Well, I think we should go roadside only. Well, he went barge. Never mind. Yeah, let's.
Now, how would we
fucking do
get
it.
there though? If we want to. What was the town called again?
Mirabar.
Nervad, right?
Well, I guess we try to catch him up on the water.
Yeah, either we do by horse or by boat. I don't know which to walk.
I sit there for a second. I kind of look at all of them like, barge is probably our quickest way to get up there as well. And we just ask when the next one goes out. How long ago did the last one leave? Maybe we should find out some information.
Well, to the docks then.
I look at her and I look at her and like I wink, and then I walk her. I get her like right beside her and start walking beside her.
I don't want to talk to you, Damien.
Why? Kind of coming real close to her like so nobody else can hear this. And I'm like, what's the problem? What's wrong?
It hurts. I'm scared for her.
It'll be all right. Put my arm around her, but like I don't pull her in. I like very gently, very caring, and I'm like, going to be okay. Going to figure out what happened one way or another. You realize.
Look him dead in the eye. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Very welcome. I mean it. Do my best to try to help you on that. Kind of slowly pulled her in a little bit for like not a hug, but like kind of nice tight squeeze. And I let her go and kind of go about my business. Keep walking.
I'm blushing a little bit.
I'll lean in towards the door. I think they have a thing or something. I don't question it.
I continue to walk.
Where are you walking to?
I continue to walk.
Where are you going?
I continue to walk to the docks.
To the dots.
Which docks?
The ones that look like they would
Docks.
have a barge to take me to another city.
Damien and Leo, give me a history check. We do a lot of history checks, and I think I use them incorrectly, but I like to use them for memory
Oh,
checks as well. Leo doesn't remember anything, but Damien, you remember that this area, when you came along here to where these little houses were, these sort of places that would be on the wall to the north, beyond the Northgate area. There was a sort of weird docking-looking trading area, and a lot of the people that were there when you guys sort of stole your way into the city by going around and under the bridge via river, were using boats and barges and stuff to trade things. There is a huge, great trade district along the north side of this town, and you could probably charter a barge from any one of these various trading people by going as, just stowing away on a barge there. The actual docks that are down here are more to do with like seafaring and things like that, so they'd be like great big galleons and ships, and they'd be more like ships that you charter out of Luskan via the Sea of Swords, and not necessarily the river. That is the information that Damien knows. What would you like to do?
I just start heading that way.
Which way?
I just start towards the. Trying to figure. I'm really nervous about making this decision. I don't like that it's up to me.
Well,
Well, listen, can't
essentially,
wait.
there were more casual-looking barges in this area over here, right?
Let's go there. I think that we should go there. In fact,
but you
I
can
speak up
get
for a
barges
second.
for like anywhere along here.
I speak up and I'm just like, I think that because I recall back to when I was trying to go around, and wasn't Leo with me?
Yeah, I was trying to get you on a leash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. and I remember back. I look at Leo real quick and go, remember when you were trying to tame me? Apparently.
Ah, yes.
Well, remember those
Both mine.
common-looking barges over there?
I recall them. Yeah. What about
Walk over there.
Why?
I kind of look at him in just like a stupor. And I'm just like, maybe there might be a barge or a boat that could take us there.
Oh yeah.
There you
nice.
go.
Oh,
And
Damien.
I start like, I kind of look back and I kind of like eye face palm a little bit. And then I go over to him, I put my hand on his shoulder. And I get in real close to him and I just kind of whisper, I'm like, you were gone. Is everything all right? Did something happen when you were gone?
I mean, a lot of things happened, but.
I'm not talking about good things.
Oh.
Your memory, it seems such shit lately.
It's like trauma, you know.
Trauma from
A
what?
lot. From all the naked, the witches. It was a lot to take in.
I lean over to him because he says the witches again, and I'm like, Dragonborn witches?
Uh-huh.
And I lean in real close, I kind of smile like a really shit-eating grin, and I go, well, how about you tell me about them now and give your memory a little kick since you think your memory is still so great. I kind of snicker at him.
Well, maybe later. Yeah.
Later, how
When
about now?
well, the ladies are a bit too close. They're gonna, I don't talk about ladies with ladies.
And
Can we hear them?
I smack his shoulder, and then I tap his face, like kind of like a slap. And I'm like, yes, I agree. And I just like act like we weren't talking about any of that. And I just start walking towards the docks.
To the docks.
To the docks!
Yeah.
Okay. you'd have to go out of the south gate and then head up and around. So, assuming you do that, it's a fairly decent journey, and you head up to this kind of area, and it does look like more like a trading post as you arrive. Maybe an hour later, you get to this kind of area where there's just workmen, just your typical looking workforce that would be found on a. It's not necessarily like a full dock. It looks more like an area that is used for basic trade and transport of raw materials. A lot of the stuff here is like wood that has been cut down and forested and stuff like that, and some stone work and masonry, and they appear to just be loading up 2 or 3 different barges with different sort of raw materials. Yeah, just generally there's just a fair few people moving in and out of these huge sort of like warehouse looking buildings and loading up the 3 barges which are on the water.
I want to attempt to walk up to one that looks like maybe the one that looks more like they could potentially be doing something soon, leaving, moving, anything.
Okay, yeah. So there's one which has just huge carved wooden planks, and their barge is significantly larger than the other ones, but it has the people are done. They look like they're packing up and ready to go, whereas the others have still got people going back and forth. There's a single gentleman stood on top of all of the now strapped down planks of wood which just sit across the top of this barge, and he's clearly in charge as he's barking orders back and forth across people. So yeah, the more central of the 3 barges and the largest of them, with planks of wood on it, is ready to go.
I want to walk over to who kind of looks like the captain. Is there somebody that looks like a captain or anything like that?
Yeah, this one guy that's just stood on the top barking orders at people. He's just wearing an old moth-eaten woolen jumper, some thick-looking breeches and dirty-looking boots, big, thick, bushy grey beard and a bald head, wrinkly face. He looks pretty tough. Just shouting orders at people. I mean, you as you approach, he'll just be there and
Load that up. Make that. Do that. Bring that over here. Come on.
I kind of yell up at him, but I don't really yell because I'm trying not to bother him too much. I'm like, "You, hey, captain of the ship, right?
yes, how can I help?
Possible for room. We really need to get up to well." And I look back over at Caval and everybody, and I'm like, "What was that town called?"
Mirabar.
Mirabar. We're trying to get to Mirabar, and well, the barge that was taking everybody up there normally, from what I gather, just left. And well, it's obviously a long journey. Is there any way that we could potentially sort up some gold for you to take us with you up the barge?
Gold? Maybe. Could do with a pair of
Maybe you need
strong
some help.
arms.
Well, maybe we can help you then, and give you a little gold to make sure we get there safely.
Sounds good to me. The name's Lycos.
Nice to meet you, Lycos. Damien.
All 4 of you?
Back at the Earth 3.
Yes.
Please.
All right. Hop on. Anchor's up in 10.
I hop on.
Yeah, I'll follow along.
Yeah, don't worry.
Follow.
Also goes.
And yeah, there's about 5-6 people which are moving on and off of this barge, and once they're done, after about 10 minutes, they usher you towards the back of the barge. There isn't really anywhere comfortable on here. There is a single kind of below decks room at the back underneath where the actual steering part, whatever that's called, what is that called? The wheel of the barge is to control the thing. and but they don't take you down there, even though they seem to be coming and going from it. They just sort of they just sit you off to one side. Most of this entire barge is just huge, great planks of wood, which look like they've been cut from like enormous trees, like redwood-looking things. Just these thick, planed pieces of wood, and eventually Lycos gives the order to set sail, and the barge begins to slowly undock and move its way down river, which is up river towards Mirabar. Eventually Lycos comes down to where you guys are and says, "We're going to Mirabar, is that all right? Is that where you're trying to get to?"
Absolutely. Love to.
Right, well, I'll probably be putting you to work soon enough, but for now, just settle back, enjoy the barge,
Enjoy. Okay.
the,
Yes.
the many comforts, and he sort of just kicks at some sawdust on the ground. He looks up and says, "We'll sort out money when we get there, but honestly, it'll only be a few silver if you're happy to chip in and move some of these things, help us keep a lookout for things attacking the barge on the way."
All right,
Attacking?
sounds good.
Hold on,
Yous
yes,
look,
but
yous look like a capable
what?
lot.
what
You
about
say that?
attacking, though? Does this happen often?
What?
Sometimes you get bandits after,
Taking wood?
yeah, after wood.
Like stealing wood? Okay.
They
Would
steal
it be
wood.
good if we hid so they didn't see the, I guess, more proper-looking people on the ship, if that makes sense? I wouldn't say proper,
Proper?
No, I
Then-
think I'd rather them see your great swords there. He
Oh,
he
we
kind of
must
like
beware of the.
he looks down and then like stamps his foot on the barge and says, "They'll be trying to take this, the barge, not the wood.
Oh. Oh.
Any gold they can find below decks. Also, there are griffins. You gotta watch out for the griffins, so look up as well as left and right.
So left, right, up. Do we need to look down? Is there anything in the water?
Not usually. Sometimes.
Okay, so up and left and okay. Got it.
There are great big white worms, like snakes. Sometimes we see them.
Okay, so
God.
down, up, left, and right. Okay.
What you want to do is look out for anything that isn't us.
Okay.
And if it looks angry, or it's got fangs, just kill it. Ask questions later.
All right. Damien does that a lot though. So
Come again.
keep an eye. What? No, I'm
I do
talking
what?
about snakes.
You were
Snakes.
not talking about snakes. I heard you blatantly use my name. What did you?
I said we will be in safe hands with Damien here. You're a strong, capable warrior.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on.
Do it. Deception. Unless
Oh,
you're
you
telling
want
the
me to do
truth, but I don't think. Yeah, you need to do an insight.
All right. Well,
Good. Damien.
why-
I'm glad to
thank
have you
you.
here.
Thank you. You know, I was really wondering when you'd come to with thinking that I wasn't just some pussy.
Yeah. No. What? When did I say?
You've always thought that.
I haven't said it.
Look at your face. It says it right now, even when you're telling me the straight truth to my face.
What? I don't,
You just
listen.
laugh.
What?
What are you
No,
laughing at?
I gotta sneeze.
Kind of look at him.
Right.
I kind of glance over and look for where the other two are at for a second.
Dora like is climbing on some wood to like lay down on. Like she's just gonna lounge around on the back of the boat, I suppose.
Just standing around awkwardly with the hands to my side, just not to do with myself, feeling a little out of place.
Can I go up deck and just hang around up there with the fresh air and the breeze?
You're already up deck. The,
Oh, I
the
thought-
bar.
okay,
Okay,
never
so the
mind.
barge is just like a very long, flat boat.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's one area at the very back which is you can go up and stand on a platform where they seem to be controlling the barge from, and then there's a below deck section that you don't know what's down there, but there's just a door that leads down there. Other than that, it's just a big flat looking boat with just planks of wood strapped down
Okay, that
all
makes
across the
sense.
whole thing. Seagulls everywhere.
Mm.
It's moving very
think-
slowly down the river.
Yeah, let's take a comfortable seat.
Lycos kind of looks over each of you and nods his head. Well, welcome to the Nimbus. And then stamps his foot again. It's ironic, because she's slow as shit. And then he turns around and then heads up to the thing, the sort of the top area of the boat. And as he does so, he looks back and says, "We'll be at Mirabar in about 2 weeks." And
What?
What?
and he kind of laughs, heads up the steps, and that is where we'll end the session as you guys head down with us.
Son of a...
See y'all in 2 weeks.
As you all head down the river on this barge, Captain Lycos. Thanks for playing, players.
Good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, glad to be back. This was it's fun.
You got a lot done.
Level up soon.
Yeah.
We
'Cause we
did things.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get 300 XP, by the way.
Yeah.
Do we level?
Yeah, you're level
Yeah.
2. Welcome to level 2.
We get 300, so we have 400 in total.
You actually leveled up overnight. You hit level 2 when you had the dream.
They
Supposed to
have.
be at 400.
I have 300. They have 400, right?
I think so. I think they got an extra 100 for the little side mission they did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no, you're level 2, so we'll deal with all of the level 2 leveling up stuff before next week.
Feels good. Feels
but,
so good.
you think it feels good? They've been doing it for this is week 7 of the game. This is your week 2. It took them a while. Oh hey, look, there's somebody in chat called Nimbus 6. That's
I
nice.
love Nimbus.
That's the name of the boat. Wolves of water, more like snails of water. Lol. So let's shout some people out, and we'll start with Ms. Kiwion, since you are first on my list there.
Hello, my name is Kiwo. I am currently not streaming because my PC is broken. I'm sleeping on my friend's couch and I'm looking for a home. So I'm not streaming right now, but I hope to return soon. But in the meantime, you can watch my internet waifu Wishfui.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
You can still follow me on Twitch. You can look at my Twitter where I post fucking shit daily. Like it's utter shit. That's
Literally post shit on Twitter? I thought it was the
Yes.
internet. How do you do that?
Not that hard.
with great ease.
Okay. Wish, who are you?
Hi, my name is Wishfully. I don't even want to say variety. I pretty much play survival games. But with that being said, I am known as a role play streamer. So if you guys are not, or you're into role play watching video games, you can check me out at twitch.tv/Wishfully. That's all I's, no L's. And follow me on Twitter as well at Wishfully TV, and you guys can check out the cool updates. And I'm really excited. And thank you guys for tuning in today.
Nice. Thank you for playing. And Mr. Pony Punch, where can people find you?
Hello there, everyone. My name is Pony Punch. I play music on Wednesdays, and all the other days I play variety with a focus on survival games and roleplay, just like Wish. Fun, huh?
Super
Fun
fun.
hop.
And then, last but not least, Mr. LT Gray.
Hi, I'm Tiger Rider. I'm really annoying, and I sometimes talk like this. Thanks for watching the stream. But really, though, I'm a Tiger Rider. I stream Saturday through Wednesdays right around like 7 p.m. Central Time, and I actually also stream on Thursdays now on twitch.tv/John Sandman's channel, which tomorrow you should all come out to, and I don't give a shit how much it makes it sound like a sellout. I would almost pay you to be there. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a D&D DM for the first time ever. Brad's gonna put up with me.
I am more than happy. I kind of get a week off, kind of.
He does. He just gets to drink, and I get to tell him what.
I just get to drink and play a game, and you get to do all the hard part, I guess. Good luck with that. That's going to be really interesting. I remember my first ever D&D DMing session. I also streamed it, but not to as many waiting viewers as Fractured Worlds. So enjoy. I'll be there to help you, but I'm going to be getting drunk, so I probably won't be much help. You'll be like, Brad, what is a scimitar? And I'll be like, yo, mama. So yeah, check that out tomorrow. Fractured Worlds is called, wait, what is it called? Grand Adventure?
Yeah, I'm calling it Grand Adventure.
Grand Adventure. Instead of Fractured Worlds tomorrow, but it is in place of that. I will be back. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, wait, Sunday. I'm starting a new campaign. What? You do too much, Brad. I know, it's really scary. I'm going to be running the Wizards' most recent module, which is Storm King's Thunder, on the Brotato Twitch channel. So you can head over there if you want to get in on episode 1 of something. That starts Sunday at 5 p.m. EST. So you can convert that to wherever you are. That's going to be interesting. That's got a all-star cast like this one, like Fractured Worlds as well. And it's the first time I've ever run a Wizards official module, so we'll see how my take on that ends up. It looks pretty fun. It looks like kind of like Game of Thrones Giants edition, so I'm kind of down for seeing how that plays out. Other than that, we'll be back next week. We're back. We're good to go. We're fresh. We're out of Luskan. And you're on the river. This was what I was saying before we started the stream. I was like, it's going to feel like a bit of a fresh start, I think, next week with the cast and the fact that we're kind of back to solid streams again, because you're out of the town and you've sort of completed your first mission. You know what I mean? The whole thing will probably interlink in terms of your grand quest here, because you're now hunting this dude and heading off, and you've got this giant wolf that's calling you and stuff like that, so they all kind of interlink. But in terms of your dedicated first mission, you're sort of done, and I honestly thought that this would have been done by like week 3. So yeah, we'll be back next week, same time, Walls of War. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you all in a week. Love you. Thanks for watching.
Thank
You're all the best.
Follow me on Twitter.
Follow Kiwo on Twitter. Bye.